Yep, Charlamagne the GOAT.
Andrew Schulz.
We are the Brilliant Idiots podcast, back for another week of brilliant idiotness.
And this
Walker
podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform designed to help you stand out and succeed online. Get discovered fast with Squarespace's SEO tools. Every website is optimized to be annexed with meta descriptions, an auto-generated sitemap, and more, so you show up more often on search engines and bring in more of your ideal customers. And Squarespace makes it easy to showcase your expertise and engage clients with video content on your website. Upload and organize videos, create stunning video libraries, and even monetize your content by adding a paywall, perfect for online courses, exclusive tutorials, and premium workshops. Head to squarespace.com/idiots to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain using the code idiots. That's squarespace.com/idiots. Now let's start the show.
Hezekiah Walker.
What's up, my brother?
Man, I had a great weekend. What about you?
I had a great weekend, man.
Were you at Hamptons?
Southeast.
The Hamps.
And then we went to the World Cup final, man.
Ooh.
Wifey and I went to the World Cup final.
Ooh.
That was pretty awesome.
What, you had a suite?
We were invited into one of the boxes. Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody in a box didn't pay for it.
I believe that. I mean, somebody paid for it, but
Somebody paid for it.
Yeah.
The company paid for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just an amazing event. I'm not gonna lie.
How much longer do you think we're gonna pretend we care about soccer like that in America?
Every time it has to do with our national pride.
Ooh.
So America, if you love your country, you love anything your country's competing at.
But we weren't in it.
We were for a little bit.
I thought it was Spain and Argentina.
No, we were in the World Cup for a little bit.
But it seemed like everybody was
well.
pretending to care even before that. Like, it was pretending to care about all these different teams.
Then you get caught up in it, man. It's also the best time of year for us because there's no sports we care about happening right now. It's just baseball.
The WNBA.
Oh, yeah.
This guy, man.
You're right.
This guy.
No, you're right about that.
WNBA, man.
Forgot about that one.
Okay.
You're right.
Greatest sport in the world right now.
I agree.
WNB fucking A.
I agree.
Okay? But yeah, people, I'm not mad at people pretending to care about soccer. It's just interesting how it feels like this year was soccer's breakout year in America.
Well, yeah, because the World Cup is happening here. You see the impact. You see how much other people care about it. You get FOMO for not caring.
I didn't even know it didn't happen here every year. Where the fuck does it happen? I had no idea. I had no idea. It's the first time.
It's like
You thought the World Cup happens every year?
It should.
It's every 4 years.
I know.
Oh,
it should,
shit. I didn't know that.
And
like
it's
the
a new
Olympics?
host nation. Yeah.
Now that I did not know. So you mean to tell me that they play this sport all the time and only compete 4 years for the championship?
Well, there's different championships you can get. There's like a European one. There's a Copa America one. I'm sure there's an African one. There's an Asian one. But when they all come together, it's once out of every 4 years.
She's telling me shit I didn't know.
This
I had
is
no
the
idea.
biggest spectacle in sport.
So hold on. The FIFA shit.
It's
So-
the Super Bowl for the world.
Every
Literally.
4 years?
Once out of every 4 years.
Wow. That's incredible. That's different.
That's
Why?
different.
I wonder what's the reason for that.
Why they make it once out of every 4 years?
I mean, there's never a time when I'm out of the country that soccer is not on.
Maybe,
It don't matter if it's especially when I'm like in Africa or something. Like the soccer is always.
Maybe
on.
that's how you keep it special. Because think about it, like in order to win a World Cup, you can't just run it back the next year. It's like the guys that helped you win that one World Cup 4 years later might be old or washed or
That's
injured.
not fair. How do you get a dynasty? How do you get a dominant fucking franchise?
I mean, there's no real dynasties.
I thought that one team was the big franchise.
Who, France?
No, maybe this is another league. Manchester?
No, that's different. That's Premier League.
I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, that's just like the English, like soccer's league.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, who the fuck knew? Well, carry on. I know the world cares about soccer. It's just
They love it.
It's just funny to watch Americans this year be like, yeah, soccer,
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But we get caught up in it. I'm trying to think, why did we get so caught up in it?
Even the kids, like, I mean, I've noticed this before, though. Kids be wearing soccer jerseys and shit.
Yeah.
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 I don't give a fuck.
You don't
And they
care.
had like the first halftime show ever.
In a soccer.
Yeah.
I mean, it is pretty cool that the greatest World Cup that's ever happened here.
It's the greatest one?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I have no idea.
Obviously.
What made it the greatest one? I don't know. I'm asking. I have no idea.
Just the fact, I mean, we're just the best at it.
Who?
America.
All right.
As a host nation,
I don't know. That shit ain't do nothing but fucking cause a lot of traffic, if you ask me.
Yeah, we always got traffic.
I hated it, especially in New York and New Jersey.
Oh, yeah, you
I
had
gotta
to deal with
both.
that. Yeah,
I got to
yeah.
deal with the congestion in New York City. Then last weekend, dealing with that shit.
Stop living in a different state where you work.
No, man, for what? You get more bang for your buck out there.
See, well, now you got banged up.
You'll be out there soon.
I don't think so.
You in too much movies, man. You in too much movies not to be in Jersey soon, bro.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't want to move to Jersey.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
I love the city.
They got 2 kids now. It's going to happen.
I love the city.
You're going to want you a big ass house out there sitting on a couple of acres.
I'm not going to lie. When I'm out east, it's really nice.
That's what I'm saying. Lionsgate
really
right there in fucking Newark.
But once it's fucking dark at 4 p.m., like I don't want to live in like the suburbs.
Yes, you will.
Why? What's so nice about that?
Really?
You know, tell them what you was doing before you walked in here.
Sleeping.
Taking a fucking nap. There's nothing like taking a nap in Jersey when you don't hear nothing but your woods.
Yeah.
Okay? It's going to
No, I'm not saying there's not beautiful places there for sure, but I love the city. And you didn't grow up in the city, so you don't know the feeling that we have leaving.
No.
Leaving the city is like a cardinal sin.
But
it's
as
like
a
you've
family-
given up. I don't know how to explain
sinning
it.
lately, going to the Hamps.
No, that doesn't count. It's summer.
I don't know.
You're allowed to leave for the summer. We got rules in New
I
York.
thought they liked New York. I thought the summer is the place. Summertime is the shit for New York.
I like New York in the summer.
Okay.
But this common sentiment about New York in the summer is it's unbearably hot. I personally think it's the most electric time of year.
Well, every place in America is unbearable. Every place in the world is unbearably
When
hot.
it's hot.
Nowadays. Like, so it don't fucking matter.
Oh, because you're on the global warming shit? You
can feel it. You see it. It's everywhere.
You really believe it? You really believe in that?
Yes. I was in Vegas this weekend. It made no sense to leave the fucking
Vegas is
hotel
always
during
hot,
the day.
Wait, are you telling me that the desert was hot?
No.
During the summer?
No, it's a different level of heat.
What the fuck is going on?
No. It's
What is
it's
you gonna tell me the
level of
ocean
heat.
is wet?
No.
What else you gonna tell me?
112 is crazy.
That's regular.
Nah.
Charlotte,
it's not.
That's been
Yes,
Vegas
it
since we were
That's
kids.
regular.
So why has it been record temperatures the last couple of years? 112 is not regular.
That was regular.
No, it's not.
I've been at Vegas when it's 108.
Bro, we
Well,
got
or
AC,
it
bro.
will feel like it either way.
We got AC, man.
That in the fucking hotel. It makes no sense to
But
leave
do
the
you go to
hotel.
Vegas to be outside? Like, the second I get to Vegas, I enter a hotel, I don't think I smell fresh air until I go to the airport.
I'm with you.
Like, has you ever spent outside time in Vegas?
No. And now they connect them and shit like that where you never have to go and see the sunlight.
Man,
Yeah.
I left the hotel. Well, I went to go see Young Jeezy and Mary J. See, this is retarded, man. 120 degrees, the highest temperature ever officially recorded in Vegas, July 7th, 2024. The fuck are y'all talking about? 120? That's insane. But I left the hotel. What the fuck are you talking about? I left the hotel one time.
What y'all want us to do about it, man?
Yeah, but
What do you
nothing we
want to
can
do about it?
It's over. Nothing we can do.
You want me to take out this straw?
You give it to the turtle. Throw it in the fucking ocean. Give it to the turtle.
Hey, let me get.
Give it to
let
the
me
fucking
cut this
turtle.
up so a turtle don't swallow it.
I went to go see Young Jeezy this Friday, and I went to go see Mary J. Blige Saturday. I told you I'm chasing natural dopamine hits all fucking summer.
How was it?
So, oh my God. I'm still on a high from Jay-Z, right? Literally, I'm still on a dopamine high from watching those 3 shows to the point that I
Is this
just don't.
the greatest summer in New York?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
In New York,
Knicks
yeah.
championship.
Yeah.
Knicks playoff
Yeah, I
run.
can't think of one better.
Jay-Z Yankee Stadium. World Cup final.
Yeah. And if you were
Without
blessed
question.
enough to go to
Without
all of those events, yeah.
And we're not even done yet. They got the U.S. Open the end of the summer.
Oh, shit.
Imagine some crazy shit happens
Liberty's
there.
still playing.
Liberty playing?
New York Liberty still playing. Don't fuck around. Don't fuck around. Don't
You don't
fuck
even
around.
you don't even know.
Don't fuck
You don't even know where the
around.
Liberty play at.
The Barclays Center.
Yeah.
I've been to a game or 2.
Dolan sold them.
Oh my God.
No, sorry, we can't say that. I can't say that.
That's
No,
so
but Dolan
crazy.
sold
This guy
them.
called them queens and say we can't say that.
Yeah, he can't.
That's crazy.
I can't call him.
If you would have called him a slur or something, he'd have rolled with it. But
Yes.
he said he sold those queens.
Yeah, but the
And he wants to
problem.
bleep it and fucking act like it was a slur. That's crazy.
It's not that it's a slur. It's like And my honest feeling is this: is like I don't want them to assume that they would marry a king because they might not do that. Like, so I
They
can't
marry another queen.
Yeah, but the queens can't marry. Like, if you're really going off of like
shit.
monarchical systems, you know.
I thought they rubbed their crowns together.
Oh,
Hold on, don't they? Isn't that what
Sean.
they do?
That's the only thing of WNBA. That
Yo, they won't even
that
let.
shit is-
Yo, you know the union won't even let her monetize that. They won't even let Sophie Cunningham monetize her point. The WNBA union was like, nah, you can't monetize anything that starts in conflict.
That starts in conflict.
Yeah. So being that it started because of a conflict, being that moment came from a conflict, they won't let her monetize it, which is crazy to me.
I mean, there was a lot of people selling Chris Giles punching Kobe situation.
WNBA, NBA, different rules.
Yeah, but the
I guess.
NBA didn't sell
Yeah,
it.
the NBA didn't sell it. That's true.
So the league is putting a kibosh on
It
it.
didn't let, and it's not like Chris Childs monetized it. I don't think he didn't make no T-shirts and no shit like that.
Nah.
He didn't make no T-shirt. But man, I went to that concert. When I tell you the Jeezy and Mary J. Blige concert was amazing, Jeezy especially to me,
Yeah.
because 20 plus years ago, we were in the club. I'm in Columbia, South Carolina, working at Hot 103.9. We in the club with big T-shirts and baggy shorts. You know what I mean? I remember when Jeezy first came to this club called The Main Event. This dude named Fats had bought Jeezy for a birthday party. It was Jeezy and Big Country Kane. And that club holds like 3,000 plus people. But that night, Jeezy was new. He didn't have Trap or Die out yet. So it's only like a couple hundred people in the club, if that, right? But I remember 6 months later, maybe it was 6 months, I can't remember time back then. When Trap or Die came out, that same fucking club had 3,000 people on the inside and another 1,000 trying to get in.
Holy shit.
You know what I'm saying?
One song came out or just the whole
The whole album, the mixtape, the Trap or Die mixtape. So to see that and for Jeezy to be one of my top 7 favorite rappers ever, to be in Vegas 20 plus years later with, it's a black tie experience. So everybody got on the tuxes and shit like that and the girls got on their dresses. He's got an orchestra doing shit like Trap or Die. Oh my fucking
Amazing.
God. Oh my God. Oh, I had to catch myself. I started to cry a little.
You were getting emotional.
Emotional.
You're getting emotional as you talk
Fucking
about it now.
emotional.
Your eyes are watering up.
Because it was like, yo, to think where you were
Yeah.
and then to see where you are now in life 20 years later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm listening to this music that I grew up on. And then when he did that one song, I used to have nothing. Now I got a whole lot of everything. And I come through stunting. And now the whole world gonna know my name. Oh my God, man. I was 2 tequilas into it. It don't take much for me nowadays.
And you were just getting emotional.
Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? And it was good that it was hot in there because I was sweating, so I had my rags so I could wipe the whole face, keep the tears from falling. Oh, it was just amazing. It was just incredible, man.
And it's him by himself and Mary J. Blige in a separate show?
Jeezy is at Planet Hollywood, I believe.
Right.
And Mary does the MGM. So I went to see Jeezy on Friday night and then went to go see Mary at the MGM on Saturday. Totally different experience, but just the same type of dopamine hit. Because this is music that we grew up on. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I'm in the age demo now that is the highest spending demo in America. And that's who was at Yankee Stadium, right? That 45 and up crowd. And that's who was in Vegas, that 45 and up crowd. Like that is, I think the highest spending demo was 45 to 54 or 45 to 64. I can't remember. But those are the people who are, they're working class folks. They have some disposable income. They can buy concert tickets. They can, travel to Vegas if they want to watch shows. And that shit was just a beautiful time, man.
That's awesome.
Don't be afraid to get old, y'all. Don't be fucking afraid. Keep trying to cater to them kids if you want to. Acting like them fucking kids.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yes.
Right?
No, I agree with you on that one.
And then in the middle of that beautiful weekend, because our guy was out there, Ed Sheeran, he played Allegiant Stadium this weekend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he played Allegiant Stadium Saturday.
So you did that as well?
Well, no, I didn't go to Allegiant Stadium. Me and Ed was talking, and Ed was like, yo, I'm renting a theater to watch the Odyssey. And I'm like, oh shit, this is the perfect weekend. Because I want to go see the fucking Odyssey. I'm not doing shit but sitting in this hotel till the show tonight, right?
Yeah.
Ed is a man of a certain age, and he had a show at 6 o'clock, so we went to go see the Odyssey at 2 on the dot. Perfect time. Was out there and they start the movie, no trailers, no nothing. So they start the movie, 2 o'clock, 2 hours, 52 minutes. We was out before 5.
Wow.
All right? But And it made me think, it's like, damn, a guy of that stature has to rent a theater just to enjoy a movie.
Well, you're saying otherwise people would notice him. And
Yeah. And then the fact that he's probably playing there that night, you know what I mean? So
he doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to.
But it makes things more convenient.
It's smarter for him to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the whole Michael Jackson law. Remember we talked about the Michael Jackson law?
Mm-mm.
That if you're what are you laughing at, Taylor? We talked about the Michael Jackson law here on the podcast. When you're a celebrity of a certain stature, if you go out in public and you cause a scene and there's a riot, you can be fined for that.
Is that right?
You knew this, man. We had a whole conversation.
I remember the conversation, but I don't know if you're pranking me or not, so I'm a little bit hesitant to lean into it.
Did you see the Odyssey?
Yeah.
Did you love the Odyssey?
Unbelievable.
Talk about it.
Did you not like it?
I'll tell you this. When the Odyssey was over, I stood up and I was just like, that was just great. There's nothing else. That was just a great fucking movie. It was just a great film. That is what cinema.
Why do I feel like there's a but here?
There's no but. That is what cinema is supposed to be.
It feels like there's a but.
There's no but. What but is it? My only but has nothing to do with the movie.
Which is?
It's watching the reactions, the people on social media that clearly have not seen the movie because they're calling it a woke film.
It's not even.
It's nothing remotely. By the way, if you're calling it a woke film, your racism and bigotry is really showing because it has no wokeness in it whatsoever.
I don't know if it's racism and bigotry is really showing, but it is the problem with the performative wokeness and that becoming something that you're framed as.
But they're only calling it woke because there's a trans in it and some black people.
Well, we're going to get to that.
And I didn't even know the person was trans.
We're going to get to that in a second.
Great job, whoever did the surgery.
Yeah. But I think what's happening is right now people are Disney is doing all this forced diversity and forced wokeness, right? So now we've been framed to look at things in that way. When we were growing up, I don't even know if Disney made white cartoons. All I saw growing up was Aladdin, Mulan, I'm trying to think, the Lion King.
So
but I never was look at them trying to be woke, making a brown cartoon or an Asian cartoon.
But Schulz, if there's a movie with a Cyclops in it, a six-headed mountain that eats people,
right?
Shut the fuck up.
No.
Wokeness.
Well, I'm gonna get. Actually, we're gonna even go back to the wokeness thing in a second. How wrong they are about it, and how deliberate decisions were made, and which is you're actually you're showing a disrespect to how thoughtful Nolan is with filmmaking to think he would just throw something in willy-nilly, right? So we'll get to it in a second. But I think what's happened is because there have been these performative woke shit where we're let's just make the girl version of this guy movie. You know what I mean? Okay, well, let's make girl Ghostbusters. There has been this effort, which is kind of low-hanging fruit, to just be oh, let's just flip it. We have this IP that works, let's just flip it. I think people's brains have gotten a little warped that they think everything that happens to be that is this performance, is woke performance, when it's not.
Nothing about that movie is woke.
Okay, so the opening, people
it's a trans, though. You put a trans in something?
We'll get to it, but we'll get to that.
That's what it is.
So the opening, right? Travis Scott opens it.
I did not know that was Travis. And I kept saying, is that fucking Travis Scott?
So Travis Scott opens it, right? And he's basically, they
call him a bard. He's a bard.
He's a bard. Yeah, that's the term, right? So what a lot of people might not know is that the Homer's The Odyssey and the Iliad were not written down. This is oral tradition.
Yeah.
So poets at the time would share this oral tradition. They would go into these, alleys, or there'd be a place where they would talk, and there'd be a bar hall, and they would tell these great stories, and people would sit around and they would listen to these great stories.
Okay, so that should have been Andre 3000, not Travis.
Well, what is Travis?
A rager?
He is a modern day poet.
Yeah, okay.
So, now, are there people who are more known for their storytelling in bars? Sure. This is Chris Nolan. He's a British guy. It's probably his kid's favorite rapper is fucking Travis. So he's oh, okay, that's what.
And he worked on the soundtrack.
So, the idea to me is in his, I imagine his eyes, is going, poets back in the day would tell these stories. Right. Let's take a modern day poet to start the telling of the story. Right. And if you notice throughout the movie, it's all told through story.
Absolutely.
So like Matt Damon is remembering his past with Calypso. So he's telling the story and then you see it acted out.
It was even an ill line. I'll find it. Go ahead.
Anyway, so that's like the first woke thing that I think doesn't make sense. He's not like, oh, how do I get a black guy in here? He's like, okay, let's have a rapper do it because these are the modern day poets and let's maintain that. Right? So that's number 2. That's number 1. The Lupita Nyong'o being Helen of Troy. That was the other issue?
That's what she was?
Yeah.
I didn't know who the fuck she was.
Do you know who Helen of Troy is?
Yes, I do. But I didn't need that because they was telling the story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So being that they're telling the story,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it.
Like the Trojan War was fought over, who was it? Paris stealing Helen from whatever, John
She had a twin
Bertrand.
too in the movie.
Which is like, that is, I have a problem with that. And that's not
Yeah, because
consistent.
Helen of Troy didn't have a twin sister, did she?
Yeah, and also
did.
how can you be the most beautiful girl in the world if you have an identical twin?
Ooh.
There's only one most beautiful,
I mean, one might keep it hairy.
which would make you more beautiful.
Back then, yeah.
Because we
you're right, you're
appreciate
right.
we appreciate women and we appreciate their bodies. You see a hairy one, you gotta be like, you gotta hit her with the Sophie. But yeah, so okay, so you're Helen of Troy, and everybody's like, why are they choosing a black chick? This is Greece or whatever. Okay.
None of that shit mattered.
Well,
I promise you, I didn't think race not one time.
of course, if you go see the movie, but also
I did not know that was a trans. I didn't know it until when I saw everybody complaining about wokeness. I'm like, what the fuck was woke?
let's get to the trans.
What's her name, first of all?
Elliot Page.
Elliot Page.
Yeah, formerly Ellen Page. And you know who the actress is. She was in Juno. She was in Inception.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's Juno.
Yeah. She's fucking
Oh, shit.
amazing
I
actress.
love Juno. I didn't know that.
So she worked with...
See, that's why you can't transition, man, because you don't get credit for your past work. I didn't know. Holy shit. That's fucking Juno.
Yeah.
I would have loved to turn to my wife and be like, yo, maybe she knew.
You didn't watch Inception? She's the girl in Inception.
I remember Inception.
Remember? There's the little girl who builds the worlds. Leo gets her to build the world.
Yeah. See?
She's an amazing actress.
Can't get credit for that either.
Actor, whatever.
You losing credit for all of this great work now because people don't remember that was you.
You don't remember. The rest of us are like, the rest of us remember vividly. You're the only one. The rest of us remember vividly, and we
did a
just trying to
fantastic
get the
job,
fucking
bro.
gender right. That's it.
She did a great job in the movie. I don't care about none of that shit. She was a great, what is it? Actor in the movie. She was just good.
I thought she was cool.
He was just good. I didn't even realize that was a trans until after the fact.
I don't think it's a trans in the movie.
That's my point.
Yeah.
But they're just mad that a transgender is in this role, playing the role of a man. That's what people are mad about. That's what I saw.
No, they're not mad. They're just mad that there's a trans in anything. Like they don't.
Except performers. They don't get mad. They don't get mad when they're
That's the only one that I'm upset about. No, they're mad that there's a trans in anything. And it's like, I think that people would be more mad if they made the scene about being a trans person.
That would be ridiculous in that era.
That would be performative, right? Like that would be weird. But they don't. And I just think that like, whatever, you know that character, he plays the character. Do you know the character he's playing? What are you looking up?
I'm trying to find this ill line, man.
Well, look, I'll tell you the line. Just tell me.
It was something about singing. It was towards the end.
And what part of what movie was that?
It was towards the end after he got back home and they went back out. And they were trying to explain about it was like something about the singing of songs.
Chase the Sunset? We'll chase the sunset west.
No, it was literally about songs because it kind of just wrapped up the whole film about the storytelling of the film.
Yeah.
What character? I didn't see it. What character did Elliot Page play?
So in the beginning of the movie, do you remember when they were signing up to be in the army and they did a lottery?
Yeah.
And then Robert Pattinson's character, and then there's like a little boy character. And they like switch the sticks.
Yeah.
And the little boy ends up going.
Yeah.
Instead of Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
So what
Weren't they brothers? They were brothers, right?
No, that kid was the shepherd's family. So what basically is Robert Pattinson's rich family pays his shepherd's
Go fight
family.
for Robert.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think what they're
So Robert's a draft dodger, basically.
exactly, and what they're using Elliot Page's character as is like, here's this weak, defenseless person that should never have been in war in the first place. She's this vulnerable person that's not built for war. If you send if the character's not played by someone that has Elliot's stature, you see some gigantic fucking Greek monster, you don't feel as bad when they get arrowed and shot up. But when you see this little twink getting shot up, you're like, fuck, they should have never been there in the first place. Some rich family just did this bait and switch, now they're suffering this fate. And they were essentially lied to by Odysseus or misled by Odysseus. Because remember, Odysseus doesn't say that he's in the horse.
No.
Elliot thinks it's an actual gift.
Yeah.
Because he needed...
That was ill.
He needed them to believe.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many amazing things about
No,
the
I gotta
movie.
watch it again. I mean, what I loved about it is that it showed two things. Number one, you just can't escape God, right? Like at some point, you just gotta let go and let God.
Yeah.
But also, and I saw Ryan Holiday talking about this, and I thought this was such a brilliant point. Odysseus is not somebody that should ever be looked at as a hero. And the reason he should never be looked at as a hero is because even after going through everything he went through, letting go, letting God, finally getting back home, he still couldn't keep still.
Yep.
Well,
and he made they made it in the movie where he was going out to honor, the dead, but really, no, he went out and still did more pillaging.
So Ryan's talking about the Odysseus from the book.
Yeah.
And like Christopher Nolan basically interprets Odysseus in a different way, and you get like a much more likable, warm Odysseus.
I never fell in love with the character, though. I liked him.
Fair.
Liked him. Even because I felt like even after he made his, I don't want to get a movie away, but even after he made the turn.
In a movie away, it's fucking 3,000 years old.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I talking about? But even after he fucking, he made the turn and he scrummed the arrow together and he, did all that shit, I still felt like, you're still a bad guy. You still made decisions that you knew were going to get other people killed. You still pillaged, different islands and different places. Like I don't think you're redeemed.
Well, did he pillage any of those places?
Yes.
Maybe one, yeah.
Yeah. When they show us him doing that one, I just assume that's what he does everywhere. The shit he did with the Cyclops was fucked up, bro.
Well, that's the idea.
I hated that shit.
The Cyclops is a weird scene, right? Because like in the book, Odysseus is a piece of shit in the book. Like,
he's a piece of shit in the movie.
Nah, but like, he's a piece of shit who did horrible things that's trying to grapple with it on some like PTSD shit in the movie, right? And he's trying to grapple with the reality that he created. And then once he realizes and accepts the reality he created, he can finally move forward and he can be forgiven for his sins. And society...
Maybe that's what we didn't see in the movie. I didn't see him asking for forgiveness.
Well, I think...
You just kind of assume he's redeemed because, he goes in as a beggar.
The forgiveness is the punishment. So there's that scene before he leaves Calypso where he finally realizes he's ready. He's ready. And that he was avoiding home because he knows what he created. He created the downfall of civilization, right? That is a completely different interpretation from the book.
That was ill, though.
So like in the movie, it's, hey, I got this cool way to get into Troy and then we could take down the Trojans and we could win the war, right? And then upon doing it, he realized he'd break Zeus's code called Xenia, right? Which is this idea that like you should always give like food and shelter to any stranger and they should always respect you when they come into your home. So he takes advantage of it. He breaks Zeus's code. It's like breaking the Constitution. And once one person isn't obeying the Constitution, the rest of society doesn't obey it and all of society falls apart, right?
Yeah.
And he
basically,
realizes...
Basically, they stop believing in God.
Exactly. Yeah, because if you don't fear God, like God is what's holding it all together. Whatever you want to call the code of Zeus or whatever. So what happens is he internally understands that he's broken that code. And then every place he goes, the code is broken. He goes to the Cyclops, and instead of the Cyclops offering him sheep and milk, they attack him and he kills the homies, right? He doesn't welcome you in. That's just what you're supposed to do. He goes to the Circe chick.
But think about the Cyclops thing, though. Mm-hmm. They were violating. They weren't supposed to be there. They go into this.
You're always supposed to welcome a stranger. That's Zeus's code. If a stranger walks into your home, you must welcome them and you must treat them as if they are a god because they might be one.
So he thought that the Cyclops was violating code?
No, the Cyclops violated Zeus's code by not welcoming them in.
But because they broke in, they weren't supposed to be in there.
You're
You
allowed
broke in,
to-
you start eating my cheese. You know what I mean? Like you didn't. You're.
need food.
I'm Cyclops. I walk into my place and y'all are just in here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look. So basically the difference between the book is that Odysseus was not remorseful in the book. Odysseus was like, I'm a genius, and he was so proud of himself in like the epic poem, whatever.
Yeah.
He's so proud of himself of what he did. He had this hubris that made him think that he could defy the gods. And what he does is, in the book, it's a little different. There's a moment with the Cyclops where the Cyclops asks him, who did this to me? And he says, nobody, like his name is Nobody. And then when the other Cyclops come, they go, who did this to you? And that Cyclops says, nobody did this to me. And it's his way of tricking the Cyclopses into not looking for him.
In the movie, he said his name.
But right before he leaves, he's on the boat. He screams to the Cyclops, tell them Odysseus did you,
Yeah,
conqueror
ego.
of lands. He's like,
Ego.
nobody can stop me. The Cyclops tells his dad, who's Poseidon, yo, Odysseus fuck with me. You got to get back at his ass. And that's when Poseidon sends him around on this
Yeah.
fucking insane journey. But so the difference of the character is Matt Damon feels horrible about this. He's avoiding going home. He actually doesn't want to go home because he knows what he destroyed.
Well,
he
no, remember
destroyed
he
his
got
own home.
warned. What was the guy who got killed that he met in Hades? It was another.
Agamemnon? The guy who was I'm not getting it.
No, I
Agamemnon.
know that's his name. Because I seen this shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you
Yeah.
pronounce it. But yes, remember the guy in Hades?
Yeah.
Because he was shocked to see him there. And he was like, what are you here for? And then he told him, because basically going home is not what you think
That's
it is.
Agamemnon.
So he was like, when I went home, he still had to pay, he had to deal with the shit that he caused. We got Athena killed? Am I making that?
Yeah, well, they killed Athena.
Athena was the baby then. He had to sacrifice
No,
Athena.
no. Baby was his kid. He did that before.
Oh, that wasn't Athena.
And then he didn't
Now,
tell
see,
that
I'm
story.
just racist. Because I
Yeah.
just assumed that him and Lupita Nyong'o had Zendaya.
Nope.
That wasn't Athena?
Nope.
Well, that baby got killed, and Lupita's character, Helen of Troy, didn't get over it. Was that Helen of Troy? Or was that the
No,
twin
that was
sister?
Helen Troy's twin sister.
See, I gotta watch this shit again. But she killed
Yeah.
Mark Gagnon because fucking
Agamemnon.
she killed him because she was upset about that sacrifice. But to him,
Yeah.
that was a noble thing to do, making that type of sacrifice.
Yeah. And that's not even the other Odyssey.
What do you mean?
Huh?
Odd to see my dick in your mouth. Okay?
That wasn't fair.
I know.
Not in that conversation.
I mean, it is what it is.
It was too. You're bound to get caught. I knew it though. I felt like I was walking on landmines that whole fucking time. Like I knew it. Okay.
Anyway, back to the story.
But he got warned by, what's the character name?
Agamemnon.
Agamemnon. So Agamemnon is the one who put that in his head that going
Yeah.
home isn't going to be what you think it is.
Did you watch Dune? Did you watch those movies at all?
No.
No? Okay. Doesn't matter. Go.
No. But, so that's why he went in as a beggar.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you what else pissed me off.
Yes. Exactly.
That fucking dog waited for him for 20 fucking, how long was it? 10
20
years?
years, 20 years.
Well, that dog waited for you for 20 years
Argus.
in the same spot, dies, you don't shed a fucking tear?
Well,
That's it? That scene was fucked up.
is it? I mean, yes, it is a real dog, but like, what is the dog a metaphor for?
Food. What? I don't know. What?
This isn't Mulan. This is the Odyssey, my boy.
What is it a metaphor for?
The dog is a metaphor for his kingdom, slowly decaying,
The king.
in ruins, slowly falling apart.
Interesting. I didn't see it like that. I mean, you bring up a good point. I just looked at it as that was a cheap way to let us now know that Tom Holland's character knows this is Odyssey.
But that's real. That's
Yeah.
and I think in the book it doesn't. I don't think Temecula, which is like Tom Holland's character, notices it. But they do have that beautiful moment. And it's like he's the loyal servant. Him and then Eumaeus or whatever his name is, which is John Leguizamo's character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I just enjoyed the movie. I just thought it was a good fucking movie.
There's another thing, like, when he's with Calypso, I'm not kidding you. Charlize Theron's character when she has him kidnapped on the island.
Oh yes.
So the real Odysseus.
They didn't even show him fucking her.
So the real Odysseus was knocking down all these hoes and staying until he was tired of them.
Damn.
So in the lotus flower shit, you know, like to forget, he never takes that.
Oh, so he knocking her down.
Yeah.
So she was drugging her?
No.
Y'all worried about the woke shit?
Thank
She
you.
was drugging him?
Thank you.
She was drugging him the whole time.
Thank
He
you.
didn't even know he was knocking
Nobody
her
got an issue with it.
Nobody got an issue with her drugging him, and she don't even remember.
Molly in a drink. He don't even know
That's
it.
crazy. That's fucking crazy, yo. I enjoyed it. I don't know what to tell you. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
The movie was unbelievable.
No, it was, man.
But the decisions that Nolan made were brilliant because he made it better. It's better than the real story. The real story is not as good. And the real story isn't even the real story. The real story is the only version some dude wrote down hundreds of years after the real guys were telling the real story.
Sounds like the Bible.
Exactly. This is what Alex was saying as well. Mm-hmm. So it's like, for me, having your own interpretation on these events, like people are like, oh, but he wasn't true to the real story. And it's like, how do you know that guy was true to the real story? He just heard it as well and added his sauce to it.
I read that poem a long time ago and barely remember it, but I like this version because it's lessons about ego. It's lessons about letting go and letting God. It's lessons about, thinking that you're going to have some type of homecoming when you go home because you feel like you've gone and done all of these great things, but people look at what you've done in a completely different way. Like I thoroughly enjoy it. And it made me be like, yo, at some point you got to learn how to keep fucking still.
Brother.
Like Odyssey didn't even feel comfortable in his kingdom anymore. Even after all the events happened. That's why he ran.
So in the book, they don't make it like in the movie. In the movie, they make it like he was exiled because obviously the families of all the people he killed would want him. And then he had to go west to, give his apology to whatever.
I would have liked that better.
Well, that is what happened that's what happened in the movie. In the movie, he's exiled, right? And he
left.
Meaning he left for multiple reasons. Like one, you just killed all the suitors. So their families are going to be pissed. So the only way his son can maintain the throne is if he pays the punishment and he's exiled from the land. He goes west to go apologize.
But wouldn't the families want to kill the son?
I think the agreement was the son didn't do anything, the father did.
Maybe I missed it. I didn't see that spelled out. That would have made
wasn't spelled out.
Okay, that would have made me feel better. If I had a but, it's that. It's like there was no consequence for his actions. He actually looked like he rides off into the sunset.
Because what did the suitors do to his wrong?
Nothing,
right? Like, Odysseus is dead. It's 20 years the dude hasn't come back. You're the queen. We got to have a kingdom.
You wait 20 years before you try to pop somebody's chick. That's kind of noble.
That's noble.
You know what I'm saying? Because I could have been on it like the first week. I waited 20 years.
Even a calendar year is generous.
You see what I'm saying?
A calendar year?
Lucky Drake wasn't one of the suitors.
You see what I'm saying? Like, think about that. Think about how you hear about these guys going to jail and like the guy's best friend or some dude is on the girl immediately. Wait 20 years.
You go. How many soldiers do we have? You go to war and you still got a phone.
You see what I'm saying?
Some guy's knocking your chick down while you're away at war. Trying to open the strait.
I do wish they would have shown me that. I wanted Odyssey to actually try to get forgiveness. Or if they would have told me he was exiled because he couldn't be here no more, that would have made sense to me as well.
Well, the book is the cautionary tale about like having to constantly travel and never feeling okay at home.
Never feeling okay.
And that's the flaw of like what Nolan made it so that he was aware of his flaws. And I think, he changed certain things because of it. Whereas I think the book was he is aware of his flaws by the end, but he's like, I don't know if I could change, bro. Like, we got to stay on this boat and keep traveling. I need to explore the world. I mean, just think about it. He ends the war, right? In the Trojan War. And then decides to not go back with Agamemnon. Agamemnon's going this way. He's like, yo, let's pop over to fucking Tahiti for a little bit and hang out. Like,
I didn't like that either. I didn't like how he, I guess they also didn't show how at some point, Odyssey, you got to listen to something greater than yourself. I understand God.
Well, he needed to be humbled. Remember, he thought that he could, in his mind, he outsmarted the gods.
Yeah.
So the process, Poseidon humbles him to the point where he goes, fuck. I am not better than them. And there's that moment where Calypso says to him, you can go home, you're ready, but you have to submit yourself to the gods. And Poseidon is going to punish the shit out of you, but Zeus won't let him kill you. And that's when he's in the raft in the water, and then just ends up on the shore.
I understand Odyssey feeling like he was smarter than all the men.
Odysseus.
I never thought that he was smarter than the gods.
Yeah, that was his whole thing. It's like, I'm not going to listen to you. I can outsmart them. I can tell my men what to do. We can find a way around it. Yeah. And he's slowly learning that like the men can't listen to what he says. He goes, listen, we could go to this land and chill there, but don't eat the cattle because they're Apollo's cattle. If you eat them, you'll all die. They're there for a few weeks. They got a bonfire going with a fucking barbecue.
No, maybe there was. No, I'm lying. There were the moments where he started actually listening to people. Like he listened to his son, right?
Yeah, I mean, he even listened before. Like he listens to Calypso finally.
Yeah, you're right.
And she helps him kind of remember the past.
That's when his journey began.
Yeah.
Like when he started listening to other people, right? Of course, you're listening to God.
All of his friends needed to die. Think about that.
That's crazy.
Literally everyone around him needed to die. He's
crazy.
alone on an island for 7 years with a chick. And then he goes, okay, I think I want to go home.
And I loved him coming back to his home as a beggar.
So smart.
Because he can see from that perspective. You know what I mean? And he can see how
people actually will treat you.
That's right. Nobody's actually following Zeus's law. Like nobody's actually treating the beggar.
Society has fucking.
Oh man, no, it was brilliant.
And society is decomposed because of his actions.
Yeah.
He's the reason. He's hearing about the sea people, right? And these people who are just like lawlessness and just ravishing civilization and deconstructing all of it. And what he soon realizes that he was the sea people. He started that. And his actions started that. So he goes and he has to reap what he sows.
Just one thing though. So with the Zeus law, the guest must also respect the host home and show gratitude and not abuse their generosity. So the guests,
I don't think that applies with the Cyclops though.
No, the suitors.
Oh.
The suitors were kind of breaking Zeus' law as
You
well.
could make an argument that they were breaking the law, but I would also make the argument like, we're here suiting you. Like, if you just marry one of us, we all go home. You got to marry somebody. Your husband's dead, and we had a kingdom
to run.
What
if you're suiting without consent? Well, that's what a lot of them were trying to do.
That's not suiting.
A lot of them were trying to suit without consent.
That's not suiting.
It wasn't until she was open to it that they could really let their nuts hang. You know what I mean? All before that, they was trying to force her to kind of,
to get married.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even forced because they respected it. You know, they were like, yo, it is what it is. Like, I think they were pretty patient for the time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, this is a time where like and pillaging was normal and these guys waited 20 years to get some cheeks. Like, that's pretty good.
I mean, now that I think about it, that's I guess my other only thing.
Tell me.
You probably, if you're going to have black people in the movie, brown people, not really brown people, John Leguizamo you couldn't really tell he was John Leguizamo. But if you're going to have black people. He was
phenomenal, dude.
Phenomenal. You should just, when it comes to extras and shit, you should have just had more of them in the room. Like when they were having the dinners and all of that.
Like
because there was only one brother the whole time. Like that didn't make no sense. Like if you're going to do it, you should have just had some extras. Like just, that's the only,
I think the argument that is like, it was more rare. It's not that it was completely rare, but to have like I think there were way more black people that existed in the time than people think when they think about Greeks. I also think like the Greeks looked way more brown than we have.
So cast Drake.
Yeah.
He looked like he could be ancient Greek.
I think he looked like he could be like Sicilian or Northern African.
Yeah.
But
I think that's what the ancient Greeks look like.
Maybe. I think the Greeks are like, I think lighter, to be honest with you. Because if you're in like Northern Greece or you're in Ithaca, it's not exactly.
That's like Alexander the Great, right? Like he was more European looking.
Because he's Macedonian.
Right.
Yeah.
The guys the further you go down the peninsula.
The more, Arabic or you look or whatever. But that's why I thought the Lupita Nyong'o thing was kind of fire, because imagine you're existing in a time where there's not that many like dark brown people, dark black people, right?
Yeah.
And then you have this stunningly beautiful one. We're talking about the most beautiful woman in the world. To me, that would be peak uniqueness at a time like that. Finding another blonde or
That's
brown
saying
hair.
something. No.
Like find another blonde or brown hair girl. You're like, all right, whatever. There's a million of these hot blonde.
That's saying something.
You're looking at this girl. You're like, yo, we've never seen one like this.
That's a hell of a statement. No, that's a hell of a statement. If you got this movie that has got this lily white cast and the most beautiful woman in the movie, or you're saying the most beautiful woman in the world is Lupita Nyong'o. No, you're right. Yeah.
Right? Like to me, I could get behind it in the same, because if you just had a brunette there who's playing it that's hot, there could be someone be like, yeah, she's super hot, but like, I know another brunette that's hot. But if you don't know another girl that looks exactly like that, there's a version where you could be like, this is the shiniest diamond in the world.
Yeah. But I'll tell you one thing, man. It felt good to go just watch a movie and escape. I didn't think about I promise you, when I went to go look at like reviews, after you watch a movie, you go like watch the YouTube videos and stuff just to see little things you miss. I did not expect to hear anybody complaining about wokeness.
They went in there ready to complain about it.
I thought it was great.
There wasn't anything woke about it.
Nothing. The other thing I love about Christopher Nolan is he don't use CGI.
Brother.
He's using real fucking props. Like the Trojan horse, they built that. And you know the scene when those fucking big ass night shit come out of the woods?
I'm gonna fuck you up in a second. Go.
Those are real people.
Yeah, I know.
Those are they said they went and casted 7 feet tall people.
Yeah.
And they went and the woman who was that wasn't even Matt Damon, that was a woman.
Yeah, so they had like super small women and then these 7-foot dudes, and they used some camera tricks.
Oh my God.
You wanna know the crazy scene?
What?
You know that the Cyclops was a puppet, right?
No.
That's not even CGI.
A puppet?
Like literally like a puppet with strings, and they were
Get
moving.
the fuck out of here.
So, and then that's not even the craziest part. You know when they turn them into pigs?
Yes.
That's practical.
I don't know what the fuck practical.
Practical means real, not CGI.
Huh?
I know it sounds crazy.
You got him tiptoeing right now.
I know it sounds crazy. So what they did is they used some camera tricks or whatever, but they created these like these
clay
versions of things where they could be manipulated and like mushed, etc., by the actress. But none of that is CGI.
Fire.
Yo, you want to know?
Fire.
Even crazier? The whirlpool.
Nah.
Just hear me out. The whirlpool.
Nah.
Jet skis in a circle, a bunch of them.
Nah.
Yep. And then eventually, I'm sure they used some CGI to make the middle of it look crazy. Wow. But they actually made the water turn by just driving jet skis in a circle.
Wow. Listen, man, that shit, it adds a great touch. You know what I'm saying? We don't even realize what we're not seeing because we don't see it anymore. You know what I'm saying? We're so used to seeing the CGI and shit like that. Like we've become accustomed to it. But when you see when it's not CGI, it just looks so much realer. It adds so much more texture to it, man.
Also, like, CGI is not impressive anymore. There was a time when we were kids.
Or green screen.
Or green screen. Because when we were kids, right, like we would see something that was created with CGI and it would blow our mind. A transformer mashing into a building, the building completely falling down. Like your brain couldn't conceptualize how it could even happen. Now I could type in my phone, transformer hits building, fall down, and I could have a perfect Marvel movie version of that by AI.
Well, CGI is going to be the least of our problems in about 2 years. I mean, there already is, but most movies are going to be full AI.
I mean, there's some good AI shit out there. I like AI when it comes to the animation. I've seen some really good AI animation. I don't want to see no AI trying to make me believe that it's actual humans, but the animation actually looks dope.
New Street Fighter movie, no AI in the animation parts.
Really?
That's good.
I think that's dope. I honestly, after seeing fucking Odyssey and then seeing the Doomsday trailer, I was just like,
you're like, so what? Because CGI used to be hard, right? We would look at it like this is an impossible task.
Now it's cheap.
Now it's cheap.
Yeah, man. And then like I watch so much Marvel stuff that I even watch the makings of it. When you realize like
that shit is ass when you watch them. Don't share the makings of Marvel no more.
Don't.
You just see a big green screen and someone holding a fake hammer.
The costumes aren't even real.
Trash.
Like they got the fucking shit all over them.
bro.
It's like,
The worst thing they did is drop that trailer the same weekend. They thought that they were gonna like take some of the wind out of the sails or whatever, and I think it actually hurt them.
They should have just focused on Spider-Man.
That's it.
Spider-Man comes out on the 31st. Listen, you got Tom Holland in Odyssey. You got fucking Zendaya in Odyssey. You got the guy that plays Punisher. What's his name?
Jon Bernthal.
He's in Odyssey. All of these people are in Spider-Man. Now was not the time to give us Doomsday.
Nope.
You should have gave us another Spider-Man trailer highlighting all of them. Because after what I saw in Odyssey, I couldn't wait to go see Spider-Man. I was like, yo, we get to go see them again in a couple of weeks. That's literally where my mind was at.
Yeah.
Should have gave me more Spider-Man. The Doomsday shit.
And the graphics aren't impressive anymore, bro.
Nah.
Like, you're gonna have to do things outside the graphics. Like, the story has to be good. The fight choreography has to be clever. But just going, hey, here's an explosion, we could do it on our phones now.
Yeah, I saw the Doomsday trailer and I realized something. I'm like, I have no emotional attachment to Doomsday.
No, come on.
Keep talking.
How, Alex?
Oh,
Keep talking.
that shit is exciting, man.
But Alex, think about all the other Avengers movies and how we got to them. By the time you saw Infinity War and Endgame trailer, you had been invested for the last decade plus.
True.
It's been, what, 7, 8 years since Endgame?
They lost their step a little bit, but right now this is going to be a continuation of Endgame. So it's going to
I think
feel
that's
like the
whack.
next.
To me, that feels like some retconning that doesn't need to be. You put such a great button on Endgame. Give me something totally new. The fact that you got to go back in the Endgame and add 7 more minutes.
Jordan
you about to fuck
with
some shit
the
up.
Wizards.
Man,
It
feels weird,
it's
Alex.
feeling
It
like
does,
Jordan
man.
with the Wizards.
It feels weird. I don't have, like, I'm like, yo, there's no build up to this. We can't just get
What's the storyline?
That's my point. Doom is the most powerful Marvel villain.
What's the storyline?
So you have Robert Downey Jr. playing Doom. You know that shit is going to be crazy.
No, it's no guarantee.
It's gonna be
no, there's
But
no
what's
guarantee.
the storyline?
They're not going to tell you the storyline.
That's the problem.
Well, you better.
That's the problem. Going into Infinity War, we knew what it was. And by the way, that was the first time we saw Thanos in action was Infinity War. All before it was just little things at the end of the movie.
Well, we had no idea what the storyline for the movie was. We just knew that Thanos was the enemy, but that's it.
Listen, I'm going to see Doomsday. They got my money, but all I'm simply saying is I have no emotional attachment to it whatsoever.
Watch when it
none.
comes out.
Like there's been no build up. I don't even know how we got here.
When does it come out?
I don't even fucking remember. December 19th.
All right, look, they got time to build the story.
No, they don't.
Nah.
They got one movie. Spider-Man's coming out.
No, meaning they have time in the marketing to build the story. Like you could get it going. The point that I'm trying to make is in order to invoke that reaction that you and I both want, which is like to feel emotionally connected to this storyline, they're going to have to do more in the marketing than simply being like Robert Downey Jr. is playing Doom.
Word up.
Because also now we've had some movies that are fire. Dune is going to come out. We're more connected right now. If you've watched any of the Doom movies, you're way more connected to this third Doom movie than you are this Avengers movie that they had to, this is no shade, but they had to put together because the other Marvel stuff wasn't working.
That's a fact.
Like, we know.
That's true.
I don't think that Doomsday was in the plans. I think the plans were, here's the next generation of Marvel characters. That didn't work out. And then they were like, uh-oh. We spent a lot of money on this Marvel property. We got to make that money back.
Yeah.
Like
all movies like Odyssey continue to show us is that we, the consumer, want new IP. We, the consumer, want new stories. You know, even though it's the oldest story in history. Even though it's the oldest story ever.
That might not be the best example.
But I'm just saying, we haven't seen, well, they have been on the big screen before, but this generation may have not seen it on the big screen. You know what I mean?
It's also like,
I saw Supergirl. Did I tell you how trash Supergirl was?
You told me, man.
Oh my God, it was disgusting.
Yo, but here's the thing about the Odyssey I think is so interesting is like, and it really made me, I was talking about this on Flagrant, but like it made me think about anything that I'm working on now. It's like two things. One, what is the simplest version of your story? Like, and the simplest version of your story is probably what's going to make it last, you know, the test of time, which is like 3,000 years or whenever this is fucking written. It's guy is trying to get back to his wife before other guys fuck her. That's relatable. Guy's trying to get back to his wife before other guys fuck her and kill your son. That's the oldest.
Was he trying to get back to?
In this iteration, let's call it.
Okay.
You know, like to me, that is like the simplest version of what this story is. And you immediately know what to root for from the beginning of the movie. It's very clear. Now, guy trying to get back to his wife before other guys fuck her and kill his son.
Our son loving his dad so much and believing his dad was still alive and wanting to go get daddy before other guys fuck mommy.
That's also true.
Yes,
and that's his, and that's the son's journey, right? The son and the wife got a different journey. But like, add the fact that they're trying to fuck your wife and kill your son, and you had to go fight in a war you didn't even want to fight in. So now you're taken away from them for an unjust reason.
Yeah.
And you got to get back before they take everything that's, valuable to you.
Yeah.
And then like, this is the shit I saw from Nolan, which I thought was great, which is like, Christopher Nolan keeps returning to the same heartbreaking truth. The greatest tragedy isn't death, but losing precious time with the ones you love to war and destruction. The greatest tragedy isn't death.
It's
losing time to the ones you love. That's the thing that every single person that I see with older kids that sees me with my daughter goes, it goes so fast.
That's right.
You have 2 kids. You have one that's out of the house. Yours are getting out of the house. Do you ruminate on that? Do you think about fuck?
Yes.
All the time.
Much.
What dumb shit did I do that I missed all that time?
Too much. No, you're 100% right.
I don't even know what happened.
I don't even know what the fuck happened either, Chris. I remember her coming out the womb.
Yeah.
And now it's like, what the fuck?
And how relatable is that? This man missed 18 years of his kid's life because he's fighting a war that his fucking boss wants to go fight that he don't give a fuck about.
Yeah. So much so that when he returned home, he didn't even look at that kid as his son.
He didn't even know who it was.
He murdered his mom. He was talking to him. I didn't understand. I couldn't tell if he was pretending or he really didn't look at him as his son.
No, I think he was pretending. I think he was
pretending.
Yeah.
It was easy to pretend when you don't know the little motherfucker.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah, but no, I agree with you. Nolan is man, it made me want to just go on a binge watch of Nolan's
he's the
movies.
GOAT.
This shit is too long to do.
But like, he is probably the greatest filmmaker ever. Like, if we're gonna keep it a buck, bro. Cameron up there too.
Spielberg, Cameron.
I think Spielberg's had more misses than Cameron and Nolan. No hate.
Spielberg took more swings too.
He's taken way more swings.
Way more swings.
And a GOAT in his own right, for sure.
Nolan's up there. I mean, I don't know where you rank him, but he's up there.
Tell me who's around him.
Stanley Kubrick.
But what did he do
Who
even?
the fuck is Stanley Kubrick?
He did Eyes Wide Shut. Is that him?
He did Barry Lyndon, a great movie. He did Full Metal Jacket. He did Space Odyssey 2001 and Space Odyssey, Lolita. He did A Clockwork Orange. He did
I feel you, Chris.
The Shining.
That sounds like comparing 80s ball players to like...
Dr. Strangelove.
That's like comparing 80s ball players to 90s ball players. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. Those were great movies in his day.
You trying to tell me Moses Malone is better than Michael Jordan?
You see what I'm saying?
That's what you're trying to say.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
I know it's too early, but I'm going to put Ryan Coogler in there because he doesn't have a miss yet.
Too early.
It's too early, but he doesn't have
Let me
any
ask you.
misses.
Let me ask you.
I like Coogler's up too early, though.
Brilliantly talented, brilliantly talented Ryan Coogler. If you had to say his best piece of work, what would you say it is so far? I mean, this guy's got a long career.
Black Panther 1.
Would you put Black Panther?
Oh, Sinners.
Not Sinners.
I like Black Panther 1 more.
Sinners is way better.
All right. Would you?
I feel you on that one. I feel you too.
Would you put Black Panther or Sinners up against?
Say this is the last one because I just told you
Is
before.
it?
No, up against
Sinners is better.
Interstellar or Dark Knight.
But that's not fair. Coogler's gonna get there.
That's what I'm saying.
saying
It's
it's
young.
early.
Yeah,
He's
he's
young.
gonna get there. Like
I would put Sinners over Odyssey.
Yeah. I'm sure there's people that would like. He's nice.
Sinners over.
I wouldn't, but he's nice. Coogler's nice. What I'm saying is it's unfair because he's too young.
That's what I'm saying. And I did
Filmmaking
say
is
it.
decades
Sinners
long.
over Odyssey?
Yeah,
nah.
I did. Like, I think the cinematography on Sinners were better. I think the story of Odyssey is better, but you take
Okay.
used IP.
The Sinners look better, yes, but is it a better story movie? I
But
don't
Odyssey, it's
think
not his
so.
story.
But nah,
Sinners original.
Original? Okay.
I don't
Sinners
know.
is original.
Robert Rodriguez might feel differently.
You guys don't have Scorsese in this conversation?
Scorsese's in there. He's up there, but he can't fuck with Nolan.
Yes, he can. What are you talking about?
Scorsese's nasty.
Come on.
Scorsese's nasty with story.
Yeah.
And Nolan's nasty with story too, but the way Nolan shit look, I got Tarantino up there.
That's the one that nobody. So here's the thing with
Quentin Tarantino.
How we forgot.
So here's the thing, Tarantino.
Okay.
All right, this everything gets different if you got to go top 3 or 4 movies. If you gotta go, we're judging people by their top 3.
Okay.
Now Spielberg. It's hard to say it's not Spielberg if you just go top 3. Or even Tarantino if you just go top 3.
Because Tarantino, I'm taking Pulp Fiction.
Got him.
I'm taking Kill Bill 1.
Yep.
And probably Reservoir Dogs.
Bro, what about the fucking Django, man?
Yeah, Django.
I mean,
yeah.
Jackie Brown. I don't know if you guys fuck with Jackie Brown, but
fire.
Jackie Brown was crazy.
Nolan is just
Spielberg. It's not even close.
Spielberg is
It's not even close.
Schindler's, Saving Private Ryan.
No, still
E.T. Indiana Jones. I mean, come on. Jaws.
Spielberg. If we're just going top
Raiders of the
3,
Lost Ark.
All
come
of his
on,
movies
man.
he just named aren't better than.
I know what you're about to say. I know what you're about to say, but I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yes, they are.
Disclosure Day was fire.
I didn't see it.
Y'all ain't see it yet. Disclosure Day was fire. So Spielberg has already showed me he can transcend generations. Like Disclosure Day and Odyssey are the best movies I've seen this year.
All right, hold on.
Spielberg's got some of the absolute all-time classics.
Hold on.
Disclosure Day is one.
Spielberg. If we go top 3, what are your top 3 Spielbergs? Saving Private Ryan gotta be in it. That's no question, right?
I mean, Jaws is one of the greatest movies of all time. You guys can't imagine.
Jaws was fire back in the day.
You guys don't understand. You guys don't.
I remember
trying to put that on right now. It's like
my dad took me to see Jaws in theaters. I remember Jaws 3D in the theater,
that
bro.
shit fucked me
what?
up,
When
bro.
you sit in the movie theater and that big ass fucking shark is coming out that fucking screen, Jaws was fire, bro.
Also, like
Close Encounters of the Third Kind. You guys don't understand how big a movie that was, man.
Yeah.
That was a monster. Schindler's List.
Yeah.
That's a all-time epic.
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan
All-time
might
epic.
be, like
E.T.
Nah, E.T. is a fucking banger, bro.
Yo,
but it's not
E.T.
top movie. Nobody puts
Yes, it
E.T.
is.
as it.
Nah, E.T. is
You don't understand.
Fire.
Classic
E.T. was fire.
versus-
You
No,
put
you
that
guys don't
You're
understand.
talking about classics versus.
If I had to do a top 10 movies of all time, my whole life, I can get E.T. in there, bro. E.T. was fire, bro.
Okay,
Who did
so
who
do
did
top 5
Shawshank
right now.
Redemption?
Who did that?
Who did Shawshank?
Who did Shawshank Redemption, Chris?
I don't know. Let's see.
My phone is dead. So.
It was directed by Frank Darabont.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm looking
Man.
at this top. I asked ChatGPT who the top 10
That was a letdown right
One
there.
big swing.
ChatGPT said number 10 is Christopher Nolan. Number 9 is Federico Fellini. I don't even know who that is.
Great new wave director.
What do you do?
He did a bunch of, he's Italian. They're like all very influential Italian movies from like the 50s and 60s.
Okay, 8 is Ingmar Bergman. Ingmar Bergman. I don't know who that is.
Also great director, sure.
7, Orson Welles. 6, Francis Ford Coppola. 5, Scorsese. 4, Spielberg. 3, Stanley Kubrick. 2, Akira Kurosawa. And number 1, Alfred Hitchcock.
Nah. Come on, son.
They got Alfred Hitchcock.
They didn't even put
The fuck
Tarantino
out
in that
here.
list?
Yeah.
Tarantino's not even on the list, which is crazy to me. Tarantino's not even on the list.
Tarantino's a little gimmicky.
No, stop.
Yes.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Style. Why is he gimmicky? What's gimmicky about him? He got a very
He
signature
got
style.
one style, man. Look
But
at
it
the
works.
range we just showed you with Spielberg.
But all
Look at
of
that range.
But Tarantino's movies have range though. He can go from Django to Pulp Fiction. It's literally a movie about slave.
But it's got the
Slave
same
era.
energy. It's got the same pacing. It's got the same point of view.
I can say that about Nolan.
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, exactly.
But I'm not talking about Nolan. I'm talking about Spielberg.
But I'm saying most great directors have that. Like most great directors have that same signature
It's your style, which is great.
tone.
But what I'm saying is that's what, looking at these lists, that's what sets Spielberg apart. The range between Jaws and Schindler's List. Think about that. There couldn't be two movies more different.
You know
And
another
then Saving
slept on.
Private Ryan right in the middle.
You know another
And then
great Spielberg
E.T.
movie I love?
What?
That people Minority Report. Remember Minority Report?
Sure.
Minority Report was fire.
It was fire, but I don't know if range means you're better.
Yes.
When
gotta count that.
all your range hits, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you got range, and this is not Spielberg, but
Right.
if you got range and everything's at 8, it doesn't mean you're the greatest.
But
You
he,
gotta if
he just
if
that was
it-
a bunch of 9s and 10s I just made.
That's what I'm saying. If you got to be at 10 to be in a conversation, and if everybody else is also at 10 and you have range,
Right.
that might separate you.
Yeah.
But
Nolan
simply,
got like 5 10s, bro. Spielberg definitely got 5 10s. Nolan got like 5 10s. I'm not like Dark Knight is a 10.
count Nolan's misses. Let's do that.
Tenet.
Tenet is the only one really. I didn't really fuck with the Bomb movie.
Which one was that?
The Albert Einstein shit. The
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
Oh,
yeah.
you like Oppenheimer?
Motherfucker. Yo, you can't
wow.
stop saying that was the greatest
Wow.
movie ever.
Nah.
I agree.
Yes, you did.
Some people say- some people got-
remember I had like I was going through my breathing shit because we were trying to get pregnant. And I had that like anxiety-induced asphyxiation. I couldn't breathe. So the whole time I couldn't breathe. I was like, this shit is horrible. I want to leave.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I think I'm thinking of the Jet movie with the Tom Cruise shit.
That shit is fire.
You thought that was the greatest movie.
That
Top Gun?
movie,
Yeah.
Top Gun.
He does the
And Maverick.
greatest-
Nolan did Top Gun?
No.
Oh.
Nah. But Maverick was incredible.
But Oppenheimer, some people say that's like Nolan's best work.
I think
I
they
think Dark Knight is his best work.
I think they decided Oppenheimer was his best work before they saw it. And I think it was like,
Who is they?
you already know who they is.
Okay.
You already know who they is. Dominicans. Yeah.
I think it's Dark Knight and Inception is just best.
Interstellar's pretty
No,
fire.
Interstellar.
Interstellar's pretty
Inception.
fire.
But I like Inception more.
Interstellar, one of the greatest movies. Yo, did I tell you about this movie I saw? No, I think I told you last week.
Inception's a 10, Interstellar's a 10.
Project Hail Mary. Did I
Odyssey's
talk
a
about
10.
that last week or 2 weeks ago?
It's new?
No, this is the Ryan Gosling space movie.
I think I saw that.
Oh my God, this movie's fucking incredible.
It's out now?
It was out already. It made hundreds of millions of dollars. I was like, how's this movie making all this fucking money?
I heard
It's
it was
like-
good.
What's it called?
It's called
Project
Hail Mary.
I ain't seen the shit. No.
Unbelievable.
Really?
It's by the same dude who wrote the book The Martian,
Ooh.
Andy Weir. He also wrote this book, so they just made a movie about this one. I was like, how is there an audience for this? I didn't get it. I didn't realize it was based on the novel. And it is so good.
I gotta watch it. I gotta
Yeah.
watch it. But Nolan got 5 10s. Spielberg definitely got 5 10s. If you got 5 10s as a filmmaker, bro, we gotta put you in the elite category, man. These guys are elite. Elite.
And we're talking about 5 undisputable. Is that the word? Indisputable?
Indisputable.
Indisputable 10s. We're not talking about like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? With like some people be like, oh, that was my favorite, but this is 5 indisputable 10s.
To be clear, I would put Tarantino in there. I think Tarantino's fantastic.
Yes.
But the note is similar. So when it's like in the World Cup, okay, you guys have the same record. Now we got to go to goals scored. Okay, you guys are tying that. We got to go to whatever. You know, like at some point you got to keep breaking it down, and then
I feel like
and that's
Nolan's
where
the same way though.
Nolan has a similar tone.
Yeah, very much so.
I think he has a similar tone.
Very much
Fair.
so. All right, let's pay some bills, man.
Because he always does like the time jumping around stuff, right?
Messes with time, messes with...
Same actors, same actresses a lot of times.
Yo, you know what I think that's about, man?
What is that? I want. Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. Every great director did that. Like when you find these people that are like a muse to you, that's who you think about. Like think about Spike Lee and Denzel. Think about Scorsese and.
I think that became Scorsese's Achilles heel.
I don't.
Really?
I got tired of seeing like De Niro and Pacino and The Irishman trying to make them look 45 when they're 75. I was like, just go find some fresh actors, man.
So I think it's different for different directors.
Mhm.
But I think Tarantino, again, I don't know enough. This is me completely guessing. I think Nolan thinks he's so nice anybody could do it. So I think that he's placing people in, not that he's like, they're going to bring something that I can't even believe is here. I think he knows exactly what the movie's going to look like before it even begins. And I think he's like, all right, who's not going to fuck this up? Like, you know what I mean? Where I think there's some directors that are going, there's no way you could predict what Jim Carrey's gonna do. You can't predict it, right? He's like such an anomaly, and there's other Robin Williams or whatever. Like, I'm using comedy, but I'm sure there's other Denzel, for example. Like, but I think with the Nolan, it's like he already has the movie in his head, and he's like, who do I know is gonna deliver? Sure. And if they deliver, it's gonna be the best thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
the difference.
Does, yeah. But at the same time, isn't that a little bit of a crutch? That the fact that he just went with every single A-list actor. So
check it. I think Tarantino's the opposite. I think Tarantino likes to take a washed ass actor and go, y'all thought John Travolta was done?
Let me show you something.
Let me show you how nice I am. But let me show you how nice I am that if I put him in my shit, you're gonna go, this is the greatest actor of our.
But I don't think Nolan just went and grabbed a bunch of A-listers. Like, he's worked with Damon before.
Everybody in that movie he worked with.
Yeah, everybody. And he from what I was told, he wanted Christian Bale to play Odyssean.
Odyssean.
Oh, really?
I mean, I read that. I don't know if that's true or not. I didn't see him say that. But
nobody says no, bro. He calls you. There's a funny story.
There was a reason Bale couldn't do it, though.
Nobody said no, bro.
But
I would have been really impressed. That's part of the reason why I like Game of Thrones so much. Because they don't take the big actors.
They can't afford it.
And now you really focus on the story. This was just like...
I didn't feel like that in this, though. I promise you, when those guys popped up on the screen, for a brief second, you're like, oh, that's such and such.
And then you lose it.
I'm out of it.
But I think you lost it because there was just so many of them.
I don't think so.
Every single actor and actress in there was top A-list.
First of all, let's be clear. I'm black.
You didn't know most.
I didn't even know most. Okay, I knew Matt Damon. I knew Charlie. What's her name?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I knew her. I knew Robert Pattinson, and I'd say Punisher.
Okay, and you knew the wife.
That was Charlie Theron. That wasn't Charlie. Oh, so Charlie Theron was the one he was piping on the island.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck the wife is. Who's the wife?
What's the name?
Anne Hathaway.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit, that was Anne Hathaway?
Yeah.
Wow.
She's a genius, bro. She's nice.
She's not smart enough to make us know who she is yet.
Well, you are not allowed to because she's a white woman.
That's right. That is
you know who Lupita Nyong'o was.
I did know who that. She's Mexican though. You tend to forget that.
What you mean that's true?
She's Mexican.
Her family immigrated to Mexico from Kenya,
Mexican.
I believe.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, Lupita Nyong'o's Mexican. I remember there was even a little controversy at one point because she was stressing that she's Mexican.
Her first language is whatever dialect she spoke from her family in Kenya.
Look it up. I remember.
And Spanish?
That's fine.
Y'all didn't know that? Yeah.
She was born in Mexico City.
DF Chilanga.
But was raised in Kenya from the age of 3.
She's Kenyan. Come on, bro. She's World Cup Mexican.
She's World Cup Mexican.
She could play for the team Mexico, but she didn't really spend no time there.
Let's pay some bills, man, and talk about America's other favorite Mexicans, Mamdani. Let's pay some bills. I'm gonna go take a piss.
All right, guys, take a break for a second. This podcast brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform designed to help you stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or scaling your business, Squarespace gives you everything you need to claim your domain, showcase your offerings with a professional website, grow your brand, and get paid all in one place. Squarespace makes it easy to monetize your content by selling access to online courses, blogs, videos, and memberships. Stay with a fully customizable website and earn recurring revenue by gating your content behind a paywall. Simply set the price and choose whether to charge a one-time fee or subscription for access. With Squarespace email campaigns, all the tools you need to engage clients, promote your services, and grow your business are built in. Set up email automations to stay connected, nurture leads, and save time while seamlessly integrating your offerings into beautifully designed templates that drive bookings and sales. Schedule emails that reach your audience at the perfect time, keeping your business top of mind and driving long-term growth. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use the offer code IDIOTS to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's code IDIOTS at squarespace.com/idiots for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
All right, and today's episode is also brought to you by Talkspace, man. Why is it that we'll spend hundreds of dollars trying to fix our backs, our knees, our gut health, and when it comes to our brain, we're like, nah, I'll just bottle it up, keep all of this to myself. That's insane. And that's how you end up going insane, okay? I've always believed there's value in talking things through. Y'all know I'm a big proponent of therapy. Sometimes you're too close to your own problems, and having somebody who's actually trained to help you sort through them can completely change your perspective. That's why I like Talkspace. It's the #1 rated online therapy platform, connecting you with licensed therapists and psychiatrists you can access anytime, anywhere, and they've made it way more affordable than people think. Talkspace is in network with most insurers, and most insured members pay a copay of $0. If you don't click with your therapist, you can switch providers at no extra cost until you find the right fit. And even if you don't have insurance, Talkspace is committed to making quality mental health care accessible and affordable. Look, taking care of your mind isn't a luxury. It's part of taking care of yourself. Talkspace makes getting the help you need easy, accessible, and affordable. That's why I love it. As a listener of the Brilliant Idiots podcast, you'll get $80 off your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com/idiots and enter promo code SPACE80. That's SPAC80 to match with a licensed therapist today. Go to Talkspace.com/idiots and enter promo code SPACE80. Let's get back to the show. Hezekiah Walker, you got church announcements?
Yes, sir. I will be this weekend. I'll be in Brea, California, man. Thank you guys so much. Sorry for the inconvenience. We switched those shows from last weekend to this weekend. We had to move because filming switched on that movie. So I'm so apologetic for the inconvenience that may have caused any of you guys. But I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, we added 2 more shows also on Thursday. So try to make some more room for people who want to come out to see the show. And then Halifax, Nova Scotia, August 8th, we'll do that. And then very soon I will be announcing a bunch more shows for the fall. And you can go to my website right now and you can sign up. There's this thing where I can basically text you guys, and we'll give you the first chance to get all of the tickets to the shows. So theandrewschulz.com right now, you can go sign up to that, and we'll just, I want to make it so that you guys can get the tickets. And I know there's a lot of these circumstances where when the clubs or these theaters or whatever it is release it, you guys might find out when I talk about it on a podcast or I post about it, but other people have already gotten there. So this will give you guys a window where you're the first people to actually be able to buy the tickets. So theandrewschulz.com for all of that. Thank you.
Yes, man. My church announcement, Illuminati, my comic book, is now out in the full graphic.
Oh!
I dropped a 5-series comic book last year called Illuminati. It told the story of Lily, who's an aspiring musician who went out to LA to bury her sister Jackie. Jackie was a rising pop star who died from a drug overdose, but Lily feels like there's more to Jackie's death than people are, leading on to. So she goes on this investigation that causes her to end up discovering that dark underbelly of the music industry, okay? Lily uncovers a centuries-old conspiracy that grants fame and fortune at a terrible price. They want your soul, okay? And yes, the Illuminati is real, and Lily is about to learn that the hard way. So that's what this book is about, Illuminati. Yes, I'm playing in your face. Playing right in your face. This book may or may not be based on a true story, okay? But it did very well when it came out as a comic book, man. So it came out last Tuesday as a graphic novel. So you can go get it on Barnes & Noble. You can go get it at Barnes & Noble. Go get it at Amazon. You can go to awastudios.com. I know it's sold out on Amazon, sold out on Barnes & Nobles, but you can still get it on awastudio.com. But it's available everywhere you buy books, comic book stores, all of that good stuff, man. Illuminati. Yes. Play it in your face. Okay? It says right here, the Black Illuminati will be revealed, all right? Stop making your YouTube conspiracy theory videos and actually go pick up this book and read it and say, Charlamagne is playing in our face again. Illuminati. Available everywhere now. Now, Schultzy.
Yes, sir.
Did you see Hunter Biden say that everybody in Washington that's Republican is gay?
Yeah, I didn't see him say everybody, but he basically said there's a undercover gang mafia.
I don't like him taking Dr. Umar's talking points and using them for himself, man. This feels very, Elvis Presley doing rock and roll after he heard Jimi Hendrix do it. You know what I mean?
A white boy's popping when Charlamagne hates him. A white boy is popping when Charlamagne is cutting his legs
Let's
out.
listen to it. Tell me you haven't heard this before. Listen.
I believe that the biggest problem in America is in Washington D.C. with the federal government is it not the oligarchy,
Closet cases.
It's the closetocracy, as I call it. It is, and I'm being totally serious. Everybody knows there is like this closeted gay mafia, largely Republican, that exists in Washington D.C. and everybody knows every single one of them. Who's gay. And so and what I believe, the only reason that is relevant is because I believe that internal conflict creates so much vitriol inside a person that they take it out on the rest of the world. And they do. And so what they do is their whole lives, they've been closeted. And so you have this like black ball inside yourself. This like blackened heart by the fact that you can't be who you want to be. And so you take it out on everybody else. And these men, largely men, have done exactly that. And everybody knows who they are. Everybody.
Yeah.
The fact that he would wait until Lindsey Graham passed away to start talking like this is so disrespectful. Have that conversation while he's
Rest
alive.
in peace, the dead.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you don't think that's disrespectful, yo?
It is also funny that he's like... it's also funny
Call
that,
somebody
like,
gay and say there's black balls in them?
No, but that's also funny. No, I'm like, they can't be gay. They can't be gay and an asshole.
No, that's how you become gay, by being in an asshole.
No, that is true. But what he's trying to say is the reason that they have these politics that are horrible that he disagrees with is because they're closeted and won't accept themselves, and they're putting that hate out on the world.
Oh.
Like, he can't conceptualize that there are gay people that also might believe all these things politically.
The thing about Hunter Biden is he's not saying anything. And there's this thing going on amongst liberals right now. A lot of talking points that people have been saying for the last decade plus, a lot of the more mainstream ones are starting to adopt.
Like?
And there's like that. Like how many times have we heard there's gay, and it was, by the way, not just Republican, but definitely Republican, that the Republicans are gay and closeted, and that's why, you know, they're so anti-LGBTQ. Like, this has been a talking point amongst us forever.
Yeah.
You know, so now to see somebody like Hunter Biden go out there and use that talking point. The other day I saw Joy-Ann Reid saying, I don't want to misquote Joy. Let me pull Joy. Yep, hold on. Joy-Ann Reid gives Maine Democrats permission to not vote if party replaces Graham Plantner with a moderate. Okay, after Graham Plantner suspended his Maine Senate campaign on Wednesday, telling voters they have her permission to not vote if leadership opts to replace the progressive candidate with a more moderate option.
Progressives picked Plattner. So you need to replace him with somebody who is ideologically the same. Because that is what was decided. The people of Maine, the Democratic voters of Maine said, we want a progressive. They did not say they want an AIPAC moderate. So the Democratic Party in Maine ought to pick someone who is ideologically the same or ideologically similar as Plattner. If you don't, and the DNC shoves an AIPAC candidate down your throat, you have my permission to not vote for them. Because the Democratic Party needs to learn that it is not vote blue no matter who. It matters who. They sometimes need to lose in order to learn. Sometimes when you lose, you learn.
When you hear stuff like Joy-Ann Reid, when you hear stuff like Hunter Biden, I just feel like that is where people have been having those conversations. It feels like a lot of these conversations are late.
Well, I don't know. I kind of see them separately. I mean, I don't know why Joy-Ann Reid, no disrespect, is saying that, you know, support of AIPAC is the biggest fundamental issue for people in Maine. I don't believe that to be true. Right? Like...
No, I believe that.
AIPAC?
Yeah. That's
Maine?
Yeah,
That's a big issue.
You're missing it again, Chris. You're missing it just like you missed the trans stuff last time.
It's a big issue, bro.
Remember how Republicans were harping on the trans issue and that became like a real sticking point? Remember that? Mm-hmm. Democrats are doing that now with AIPAC. They're like, yo, if a candidate is supported by AIPAC, we're not supporting them.
All right, then walk me through it because I don't understand.
Why? It's just that simple because they feel like
why?
the genocide in Gaza.
I don't think it's about the war in Gaza. I think it's about like autonomy over your country's decisions in foreign policy. And the feeling I think that probably a lot of people have is that AIPAC candidates are going to push them to do things that are not in the best interests of America, but are the best interests in Israel. And I think a lot of Americans are probably pushing back against that idea. Like, why are we involved in this? Why are we continuing to support this?
Why are we beholden to another country?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that specifically is a pushback. I don't know if Maine, I don't know how much the people in Maine are caring about specifically what is happening in Israel, Gaza, but they might be looking at other circumstances and being like, oh, are we influenced to go into Iran? Are we influenced to continue this war? Like, what are we doing and how much money are we spending and why is that money not going to the American people?
It's really just that simple. Yeah. And what Joanne Reed is talking about in regards to Maine, that is how people feel all across the country. That's why right now, the best communicator in the Democratic Party is Zohran Mamdani. Not only is Zohran Mamdani saying all the things that need to be said, he's actually establishing a track record in New York City of getting things done.
Yep.
And that shit he did with Netanyahu last week, listen, you don't have to be a Democrat and adopt that rhetoric, but boy, let him cook. Because that shit is impactful. Because he, on the campaign trail, he was saying he wanted to get Netanyahu locked up because he said Netanyahu is a war criminal who has an arrest warrant out there from, what's the organization, the international, what is it, Chris?
ICC?
Chris is shrugging his shoulders because Chris, for whatever reason, doesn't understand politics. This is good politics, Chris. It's a good stunt. It's a good strategy. It riles people up. It gets the people going.
It is a political stunt.
Who is the guy that constantly is talking about locking up his political opponents? You don't want to learn nothing from Trump because y'all hate him so bad. But the reality is he says things that are sticky that get the people going. And I said this before, Mamdani adopted a lot of Trump's rhetoric.
I did a piece about this. I think he's the left Trump in a lot of ways.
He just has.
I fuck with Mamdani. I like him a lot. This was too performative for me.
Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal, the architect of a horrific genocide against the Palestinian people. He is responsible for the killing of more than 73,000 people, for the maiming of tens of thousands of children as those who survive undergo amputation without anesthesia, for the targeting of neonatal hospitals and maternity care centers, denying newborns even the chance to live, for the countless people he starved as he blocked food and humanitarian aid from reaching them, for the gunning down of hundreds of aid workers and journalists. And just last month, the UN confirmed that Palestinian children continue to be deliberately targeted and killed by Israeli armed forces, more than 8 months after the so-called ceasefire. The list goes on and on. All as we, as Americans, pay for the bombs that do the killing. There is a reason the International Criminal Court issued a warrant for his arrest. As human beings, we have spent generations building a shared understanding that there are crimes so grave, they offend all of humanity. Anyone, with their eyes, with their heart, with their conscience, should recognize the devastation he has wrought and understand that he belongs before a court of law. As I've said, I agree with the ICC that Benjamin Netanyahu should be arrested and tried for his crimes, as I do for anyone else charged by the ICC. My administration has reviewed every avenue available under applicable law to determine whether New York City could execute the International Criminal Court's arrest warrant if Benjamin Netanyahu came here. It is clear that we do not have the independent legal authority to enforce this warrant. The federal government, however, does, and I call on them to join the ICC and execute this warrant. And I want to be equally clear. Benjamin Netanyahu is not welcome in New York City, nor is any other war criminal at large. While we cannot end the genocide on our own, we can decide whether our silence will become another weapon, and we can examine every tool we have to defend the humanity and dignity of all people. That is my commitment to you.
What was the defining moment of Mamdani when he ran for office? What was his defining moment?
Affordability.
No.
What do you mean? When he was on the debate stage.
Focus on the debate stage. And what did he say?
I'm going to focus on New York.
Are you going to go to Israel? And what did he say?
Yeah. I'm going to focus on New York.
He was the one guy who stood up. I'm the fucking mayor of New York City. What the fuck am I going to go to Israel for?
But this was rooted in New York. He said if Netanyahu comes to New York,
it's not the job of a mayor to arrest.
Yo, he's trying to keep the best New York summer going. Let him cook, yo. Y'all not letting him cook. Let him cook. if Bibi Netanyahu is considered
He's cooking.
a war
Just turn.
criminal,
I'm just saying, turn down the heat a little
why?
bit.
If there's an arrest warrant for Bibi
Okay,
Netanyahu,
guys, we're having two different conversations.
why not say
Charlamagne is having the marketing conversation.
that's all it is?
And Charlamagne has long spoken about how bad the Democrats are with marketing and messaging, right?
Right.
So this to him is a magnificent and brilliant marketing and messaging move, especially if the party and the constituents want to feel like there are candidates that are brave enough to push back against
the
AIPAC.
establishment, the big establishment.
And the establishment. And this is an example of pushing back
Yes.
with is it a what's it called? A bullet that's not a real bullet? What is that
He
called?
can't even do it.
Yeah, I know. What is that called? Where it's
I know
like
what-
A rubber bullet?
Is not even a rubber bullet. It's just a fake bullet. Like, is it?
I don't know.
Is it an empty threat? Yes, it's an
Okay.
empty threat. And he's acknowledging that the threat is empty, but the messaging
Right.
meets the constituents and they get riled up about it and they really like it and they're supported by it.
Okay, so I think what I'm really saying is I'll concede all that.
You know, it's build a wall.
Right.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Right.
It's like,
Yes.
But so
a new leader.
Okay, so let me build a wall. Immigration was a very effective marketing campaign, let's call it messaging, for Trump, because I think people really wanted that and he tapped into something. My concern is the Democratic left, whatever you want to call it, is about to eat itself alive if Israel continues to be the defining issue for the party, right? I feel the defining issues for the party right now is Trump is literally dismantling democracy in this country day by day, step by step. It's happening at an incredibly fast pace. The job is get him out of here, and then you figure that stuff out. And I know that might sound very cold when you're talking about people who are getting slaughtered, killed by bombs, paid for by US dollars. I understand all that. I think the future of the country is at stake, and everybody should be united
So
to
let's-
take out that threat.
let
But
me
Chris,
just
it
say one
helps to
thing.
get him out here.
Let me say one thing to
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Let's assume that is true. Like
Right.
no pushback, right? Obviously egregious overstepping, the corruption to another level. Not even including like another fucking potentially endless war. Like everything.
Only 67 billion, man.
Yeah. Again, zero pushback to what
Right.
you're saying. But the question that we have to answer right now is what you're feeling,
Yeah.
what the average person is feeling,
Right.
and what they're upset about.
Yeah.
And I would gamble
Yeah.
that Mamdani is more aware of what his constituents care about
Yes.
than what you are, even if you are more right in what is best for the country.
So the only path for what I'm calling for is basically
Trojan horse.
we're throwing Israel under the bus. It's done.
It's not throwing Israel under the bus.
We're not throwing under the
It's
bus.
throwing Bibi Netanyahu under the bus.
We're going to Israel. It's over. This whatever relationship has existed has to end.
And this is what they feel. They're throwing Bibi Netanyahu under the bus, who's
Right.
a corrupt leader.
I agree.
And they're throwing AIPAC under the bus, who they feel is an organization who funds all of these candidates who don't have the best interests of the people.
I can't argue with that.
So that's all. That's what he's doing by highlighting this. It makes Donald Trump them have to come to the defense of Bibi Netanyahu. So you're coming to the defense.
So this
of
is a rope-a-dope.
Yes,
It's
you're coming to the defense of an international war criminal who's responsible for all of these babies being killed in Gaza. So I'm saying I'm going to arrest that international war criminal if he steps foot in New York City, or at least I'm going to see if I can, which he knows he can't. And now this administration has to come to the defense of these people that we know that they're beholden to. It's actually brilliant.
It's chess. Now, does it eventually lead to your intended goal? Potentially.
Maybe. I think so.
Maybe not. But in terms of marketing and understanding what the base wants, and not only what his base wants, but potentially what the Republican base is frustrated with the Republicans for,
Right.
now you cause a fracture within that base. Right? So to me, it seems like a smart political strategy. I think, what?
I was just going to say, I started this agreeing with Chris, where it's just like,
Yeah.
I didn't really like that move, but after hearing it put that way, now I understand it better.
Yeah.
The reason why I dislike it, because like he has been the, hey, I'm focusing on the issues guy. like they're trying to throw him off and it's like, oh, what about Iran? What about this? And he's like, no, the issue is New York and I'm getting shit done. And he's been doing that. He's getting stuff done. He's showing you the work. Like, ignore the noise because this is hoopla. This is shit that you can't even do. You know you can't even do that. So why invite this noise to distract you from just focusing on New York and getting
he's
stuff
looking at
done?
the bigger picture.
It's political capital.
I get it, but I'm just saying.
Like November's right around the
You
corner.
need political capital.
Democrats need as
now
much
I
political
understand.
capital as they can
and,
get.
and the reality is that like he has limitations in terms of how high he can ascend in the United States of America simply because he wasn't born here. So can he be president? No. But can he gain enough political capital where he is the face of the party? Then he can insert people in these positions of power that he might not have. But now his ideas get to permeate through those figures.
Gotcha.
There was a point where I didn't think Zoran Mamdani could be effective all around the country. And I still am leery about that, especially when it comes to where I'm from in the South. You know what I'm saying? I'm born and raised South Carolina, right? I don't know if Zoran Mamdani can connect with those older black voters in the South. I'm not sure he can. But I know that those young voters that you want to rile up around the country for the midterms, you're going to need his voice. And if he keeps doing stuff like this, let him talk to that audience. That's the problem with Democrats. They call themselves a big tent, but they want everybody to be on one message. No, if everybody's a big tent, let this group talk to this group, and let that group talk to this group, and this group, y'all go down there and talk to this group. There shouldn't be a fit. It should be like the NBA right now. It should be multiple people that represent this one party.
To Mamdani's credit, when asked about this, he said that he would work with people within the party that he disagreed with. Like even on issues, which I thought was like a smart political statement. I don't know if his supporters will support that. Eventually, he's going to be in a position where he's supporting a candidate that might be pro-Israel, something like that, but it's for the benefit of the Democratic Party, and we'll see if he's willing to do that because they agree on other issues.
You got to show you're willing to fight these people in your own party.
But also, if you actually want the big tent, which I think has been an issue probably for liberalism or Democrats in general, which is like, there's certain things that we cannot accept. And if you do this, we cannot allow you to be in it. And you might even say like, is also the problem of the Republican Party. It's like, it's too big a tent. It's just like, hey, you agree we should lower taxes? You're a serial killer? All right, bro. You think taxes should be lower, right? Like they'll accept anybody and the Democrats will accept too few. There's a too myopic view. So, what ends up happening? I don't know. Who knows? But like that's going to take some real political capital to get people in your party to trust that you are making a decision, even if it goes against kind of what they believe.
But that's why Zoran is effective.
Yeah.
He bucks the system.
And
Let him buck.
And he's gaining the trust of everybody because he's like, hey, I'm running. I'm going to do this, this, and this.
Yes.
And he's checking each one of these things off.
What are the things that you feel like he's checked off for you that like
freeze rent? Yep.
Daycare in New York City.
Daycare. What's it called?
Did they do the daycare though?
Yeah, that was like one of the first things he got passed.
That's in effect.
Oh, they did?
Affordable housing. They're building more. They're targeting shitty landlords like the slumlords and stuff like that.
Yep.
The supermarkets, whatever that deal, I don't know that's not going to affect me that much, but the fact that he ran on it and he's actually putting it into effect when they said, hey, you're not going to be able to do this. First one's going to be open up, I believe, later this year. So it's like...
You also balance the budget.
Yeah.
But not really.
No, as much as any of those other things.
But come on.
Yo, you helped them win, yo. Cut it out. Cut it the fuck out.
I helped everybody
win.
Can I get some credit though?
Yeah, but my thing is how often do we get politicians that run on stuff and actually do it? So the fact that he's doing it, he's actually getting the trust of people.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm saying what is the effective thing for you?
I think he's got a lot of things done in New York, and I think he's the most effective messenger in the Democratic Party.
Fantastic.
Especially to a group of people who are completely soured on the party.
Yes.
You got a whole swath of people that's like, fuck the Democratic Party.
But they were soured on the party.
They're Democrats.
But they were soured on the party because the party refused to acknowledge what the people wanted.
That's
and they
right.
kept stuffing in candidates that the people didn't want.
That's right.
And that's how you sour a party. When this is a democracy. At the end of the day, you have to listen to the people.
Let Mamdani cook. I don't need Mamdani to be like Josh Shapiro. I don't need Josh Shapiro to be like Gavin Newsom. I don't need Gavin Newsom to be like Jasmine Crow. I don't need any of them to be alike. I just need all of them to energize whoever they energize.
Do you think
need them to get behind somebody eventually?
Yeah. Do you think they'll all be able to do that?
Of course they will.
Well,
I don't know.
I think this is going to be an issue.
Suppose Josh Shapiro's the nominee in 28, and he takes let's call it a Kamala-esque approach to Israel. Where
he's not taking no Kamala-esque.
Well, he can't go. He can't.
No. No, this is the thing. Let's talk about that. Josh Shapiro was one of the first people taking Bibi Netanyahu to task. Josh Shapiro was one of the first people calling Bibi Netanyahu out. We go check the record.
Example, like the president who supports a two-state solution. I personally believe Benjamin Netanyahu is one of the worst leaders of all time and has steered Israel in a wrong direction and made Israel less safe and made their future less bright because of his leadership.
Like he's never rocked with Bibi Netanyahu. So if you actually listen to the candidate, if he becomes the candidate, if you actually listen to him and the nuance and go back and look at his track record, you'll see he's always called Bibi Netanyahu out.
The question is that enough?
No, because they're gonna say he's so pro-Israel, which why would he's Jewish?
But that's the thing.
What's wrong with being pro-Israel? I think there's a difference between being pro-Israeli current government, Bibi Netanyahu, and being pro-Israel.
Well,
I'm pro-America, but I'm not pro-Trump.
Right. So the question is, does the party recognize that difference? And I think that the people that are in control and are empowered in the party, like I think if you ask Mamdani if he's pro-Israel, he says no. Like straight up. Like I think he views it as a...
They've asked him that actually.
Yeah, and he says no.
What was his answer? I don't know.
He says he believes in two equal states.
No. Yeah. He says, I don't believe in any state that does not have equality for its citizens. And he doesn't view Israel as having equal rights for its citizens. So that's his elegant way of saying no. I mean, he speaks in like...
He said he advocates for a state with equal rights, stating that he cannot support any nation, whether it is Israel or Saudi Arabia, that legally privileges a specific religion.
Exactly.
What's wrong with that?
Well, there's nothing wrong with his statement, but what he's basically saying is that as long as there aren't equal rights, I won't support it. And now you're going to get into the minutia of equal rights, which is if you're Jewish, you have the right to return to Israel. But let's say you're a Christian and all of your family comes from the land of Israel, you don't have the right to return as a Christian. So that might be a separation of rights because it exists as a Jewish state. I think if you ask Zoran, honestly, do you believe in a Jewish state that is Israel? I think in his most honest moment, he would be like, not in the current structure of the government. If the government did reflect complete, equal rights for everybody, then sure. But then it wouldn't be a Jewish state, probably. Again, I don't want to speak for him, but I imagine. So there you go. Yeah. Now you're going to have the party is going to have some trickiness, and then that's where will Zoran get behind somebody who is like, I believe in supporting the state, and I believe giving weapons. I also believe in all these other progressive values for America that Zoran agrees with. Will he step over that line? That might be a red line for him.
Mm-hmm. What did Shapiro say about Netanyahu? Pull that up, Chris. Because, I mean, it's a fine time to start talking about guys like this because they are going to be the ones that are in the running, okay?
So, who do you think it is?
I don't know who the actual candidate's going to be, but, I mean, Shapiro's definitely going to be one of the candidates when the primary happens.
Shapiro has explicitly called Netanyahu, if I'm saying his name correctly, I'm probably not, a, quote, horrible leader who is steering Israel in a dangerous direction. He regularly criticizes Bibi's rhetoric, particularly slamming his denial of the starvation crisis in Gaza as abhorrent and wrong.
But the question...
And he was saying that before October 7th.
The question is, right? Is that enough?
You're right.
I don't think that will satisfy the appetite.
You're right.
I think that there was a time where it would, simply speaking out against the leadership and then the actions of the government. I feel like it has shifted even further now where it's just like...
Now you got to threaten to get him arrested if he steps on American soil because he's an international war criminal.
And as of this year, March, I guess Shapiro went on a podcast tour where, according to The Hill, he's leaning into his support of Israel. Quote, for those who begin by suggesting that Israel doesn't have the right to exist as a Jewish state, I think that is a recipe for permanent war, Shapiro said.
He's a Jewish man. What do you want? Like, that's the wildest thing to me. Why wouldn't you expect a Jewish man to rep for his homeland. You can not like the government and the leadership, but still rep for your homeland.
I get it. I'm guilty of the same thing. The reason I'm going to push back.
That's common sense to me.
Sure, but that might not be enough for the party and what the party wants.
Right. That's kind of my bigger question.
The concern is...
So let Mamdani cook and try to get the Mamdanis of the world on your side. Because when the Mamdanis of the world endorse you and say, this is our guy, he's already done that heavy lifting for you, so you don't have to.
Here's an example.
Chris, come on. That shouldn't be an aha moment. Come on.
Here's an example. There was this Kennedy Nepo baby that was running. That was like TikTok popular. His name was Jack Schlossberg.
Barely TikTok popular.
No, he was really popular at one point. Yeah, and he was a progressive darling on TikTok. And there was this girl that like interviewed him. And now, to be fair, not a good candidate, never had a real job, like never had any, purpose to be in there.
He's only there because he's a Kennedy.
He's only there because he's a Kennedy and because he was making TikToks. And like the young progressives got behind him because they were like, this guy's a progressive and he's a Kennedy. It's like all worlds are working perfectly. And, in his mind, he's like, okay, I've never had a job and like, this is my destiny. I should do what my family did or whatever. And he got interviewed by a girl, I think her name is Crackhead Barbie or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I remember her.
And she was
From
like,
Brooklyn, right?
I think she is. Yeah. She's like, say free Palestine, Jack, or something like that. She's literally in like a powdered wig. She's in the same thing. And he goes,
wild.
I can't say that.
Right.
Campaign nosedives. I think he was the front runner at one point. Campaign nosedives, loses the election. And I think that for the progressive, especially in New York, I don't know what it's like in Maine, but especially in New York, that has seemingly turned into an issue where if you are not on the right side of it, they will not support you. So... And his thing wasn't, like, I believe in giving defensive weapons. He wasn't even like, yes, everything they're doing. He said all the things. He said BB's bad. He said all the shit, but we should give defensive weapons. And that was, they were calling him Genocide Jack.
Yeah, something smells a little dangerous to me right now.
Dangerous in what way?
And maybe again, this is the Jew.
And if Chris can smell it, it's.
that was a lob, by the way. That's a lob, but I don't like that. I don't like this kind of all or nothing. Say it.
I agree with
get in line with the party. If you don't say it, you're out of here. We can't support you.
It's the same lack of nuance that has been destroying things for the last decade.
I don't like it.
I agree with that.
But I don't like it. But this is the Achilles heel of the party.
Yes.
Right.
And this is the...
Well, it's the same on the right. It's just Trump.
For the last 10
say
years.
It, and if you don't say it...
Well, I would say...
And you're saying cracks along the same fault line, which is...
Of course.
Israel, which... Then again, the Jew in me is like, why has Israel become the fault line that connects these two things on opposite ends of the spectrum, right? Now, you could say in response to that, it's because they're fucking bombing babies.
I don't think they've done themselves...
exactly what it is,
I don't think they've done themselves any favors, right? Like, you're seeing footage in 4K that, like, if you see it, it's very difficult to get behind. You're also seeing, like, policy decisions from our government that don't seem to be prioritizing, like, American citizens. And I think you saw this, like, even with the U.S. aid stuff, right? Like, initially, this idea, there was a visceral reaction from a lot of Americans, and it was handled poorly and all that stuff. But this idea to, like, wait, how much money is going abroad to these random causes?
Yeah.
And then the way that it was done, and it just with an axe and not really understanding, of course.
But there's always been, and I don't want to diminish how people feel about it, because obviously it's a very real and serious situation, but there've always been these causes internationally that at a particular moment capture, let's say, the far left's kind of passions and intentions. When I was a kid, it was Sandinista, Nicaragua, all these places that...
Joseph Kony.
Right. We had put money into the coups there. We had propped up dictatorships.
Sure.
And there was energy around it, but it was never anywhere. And maybe this is because of social media. Maybe the landscape's changed. This is a different type of energy. And it's inflexible. And...
Yes.
There's something that doesn't feel all the way. But again, this could just be me being, I don't know. I have some internal stuff I got to work out.
You're going to have a greater sensitivity to it.
Sure.
Given your experience and the experience of, like, your family.
Sure.
Just like you guys are going to have a greater sensitivity to things that might appear to be oppressive or racist towards Black people, that some white person be like, why do you even think it would happen? That's got nothing to do with it. Like the way that you guys might see, and this is not to create an even correlation, but this is just like an understanding, is like the way that you guys might interpret a DEI thing is going to be so different than some white guy who's just like, well, it's just let everybody get the job. Like we can't, whereas you guys might go, well, first is DEI, then they're never going to hire us, and this is their way of just getting it back to all white boys in power and positions of authority, right? Like, so there's going to be certain sensitivities that people have given the things that impact them.
And look, I've been in a couple of events recently where they weren't rallies, they weren't pro-Palestinian events, but just kind of spontaneously, or, they start Free Palestine chants. And I'm kind of like,
it's a hot button issue.
I'm looking
Chris.
around like, do I, I might need to get out of here. And my wife is like, relax, man. Like,
well, that's
relax. I know karate.
That's the
What you going to do now?
what do you say?
He said, relax. I know karate.
I didn't say that.
You did.
What the fuck?
We're gonna let that stand, but shame on you. Okay.
It's kung fu. Okay, karate's the Japanese.
Shame on you.
But yeah, I think the. I think there's probably a lot of people that share your sentiment, Chris.
I don't know. What do I know?
And this is the tricky thing, because even as we sit here and I'm like trying to navigate this conversation, you're dealing with, at least as if I've witnessed, which is like two completely different knowledge sets on the internet.
Sure.
And both do not exist within the same reality.
And some aren't even real. Some are bots that are going to take this conversation and flip it, bounce it.
100%. And every
put out
one
something else that we didn't even say.
Every one of the countries that is views us as their opposition, or we view them as our opposition, is inflaming this controversy and this conversation in the worst possible way here, because it benefits them that we're more divided. But like, even as I'm trying to navigate this, it's fruitless in a lot of ways, because when you have two completely different knowledge sets about what's happening, it's like debating history with two people that don't share the same version of history.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? And so it's like you want to have an open discourse about it, but simply presenting something in a way, like for you heard Free Palestine, and in your brain you're like, does that mean they want to kill me?
Right.
I'm sure there's people who hear the term Free Palestine, they're like, hey, we just want them. What's the opposite of Free Palestine? Enslaved Palestine? Nobody wants people to be enslaved. So why is this term so terrifying to you? Right? Like, why are you?
I think it's also interesting because I'm someone who is very much against AIPAC, and I'm very much, so politically, sure, I'm even aligned with the sentiment. I think it's the energy.
I think they lose you when they stop having nuanced conversations, Chris.
Right.
When they just generalize all Jewish people and all of Israel.
Sure.
It's not even generalized conversation. It's like people get lost when they're not even having the same conversation. And I'm telling you, trust me, and it's been like absolutely demoralizing the last year having conversations with people, because I genuinely really enjoy doing it. But when I have conversations with people on different sides of the aisle that I genuinely respect and find intelligent, I go, wow, you guys are in two different worlds. Like, there's no way even having this discourse publicly would be able to work, because you wouldn't convince any of your constituents.
People are retreating back to this very prime. And look, to be clear, I
on
said
both sides.
I said what I said about Free Palestine. Some of my most absolutely frustrating conversations have been with other Jews who I considered rational, smart, nuanced people who were talking like fucking cavemen to me. Like, I have a friend who's arguing about, he's like, well, it's not technically genocide because in order for it to be genocide, 13.4% of the population. And I'm like, do you hear what you're like trying to parse this in percentages?
It's tens of thousands of innocent.
The fact that you're even taking the stance means that it's horribly wrong.
We don't got to get into language.
It's like crazy that you're even trying this argument with me. So that's incredibly
being
frustrating.
Killed.
Yeah,
like that's that's it. Like,
right. He's like, yeah, but technically the amount of percentage of Jews killed on October 7th represents, I'm just like, I can't listen to this shit. Like,
again, this is one of these things where it's like, I promise you, even this very podcast, there'll be excerpts taken.
People will hear exactly
they
what.
They will clip it to their advantage and people will monetize it, and people will do reaction videos.
I think this was a nuanced conversation.
It always is.
I think this was a very nuanced conversation.
We're the most nuanced people out here,
and that's why we're clipped the most.
Yes,
because we're actually willing to have conversations with people we might disagree with.
Right.
Like Zoran is a perfect example. Unbelievably skilled, like so skilled, beautifully articulate, and his ability to communicate. Do I disagree on certain economic decisions that he's making? You know, for example, like, do I think freezing the rent actually hurts more people? Yes. But do I agree with him on the sentiment that like rent is crushing people and we need to do something to help it? I think the only thing that will actually help it in the long term is building more units.
He's doing it.
They're doing that too, though.
Well, they're technically doing it, but in order to actually do it, you're going to have to raise money. I mean, I don't want to get into
and build me some middle class while you're at it.
Well, no. Of course. I guess what I'm saying, like, again, in order to actually erect these structures, it's going to be difficult. It'll require a lot of government money, which is going to require more taxes. And if you want to do it in the private sector, you don't have incentive structure for it if you're going to keep the rents low. Again, I don't want to bore people with the details of this, but like I've asked all my buddies in real estate, I'm like, why don't we just build more units? Like, this is the greatest city in the world. Why can't we just get those up? Because to me, my fear is if you freeze rents for half the city, well, what kind of pressure does that put on the free market rents? These are frozen. Nobody's leaving those. So these over here are going to go way higher. That's basic economics. Even a dumb guy like me can understand that.
You know, another thing I was thinking though, like there really isn't too many places to build in New York. And I forgot what building it was recently that they were building something.
Buckled.
That's the one in Midtown, yeah.
That is the other problem with
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
like,
just to button that point is like, I agree with him on the ethos of it. And I felt this way about Bernie too. It's like, I agree with where your heart is on this issue. How we actually solve the issue, the prescription for that pain, maybe we have disagreements on how to get there, but at least your heart is in the right place.
You know what I like about him?
Some people's heart ain't even in the right place. So it's like...
Exactly. But you know what I like about him?
Bing.
Not only did he talk it, he's at least trying to walk.
Yeah.
You don't have to agree with the direction he's walking in, but boy, he's in there at least trying. He's doing something.
Yeah.
We don't know if that shit gonna work or not, but he's trying.
Look,
we see motherfuckers tell us they gonna do something, get in and don't even try. You be like, yo, what happened to that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard like
Facts.
there was another one that like I heard come about and like it was the pied-à-terre tax. Did you guys hear about that? So it's like people that have, I'm not trying to get you, people that have a second home in New York. They're not New Yorkers that got a second home, but someone from outside New York that got a second home in New York. And I think it was like there was going to be a tax levied against it for any apartment that was worth more than
I think 50 mil or something.
$5 million or something like that. And I was like, that's a really interesting idea because there are probably all these people that have a second or third home in New York that now that home can't be rented by people who really need to create more. We need to create more units. And here's an example of it's just going empty and like at least, benefit the city in some way. But here's the thing. It's like a $5 million home. How many middle class or poor or working class people can afford to buy or rent a $5 million home?
You're trying to make it so they don't buy it in the first place because the big problem with New York real estate
Chris,
is...
real quick, just to for that point. So they don't buy it. And what?
I know, but you got so many people in Russia and China and all these countries stashing who are liquid in those countries. And those are unstable countries. And it's so much safer to put it in American real estate. And half the money is corrupt anyway. So, hey, is it $5 million for that apartment? Sure, I'll pay that 10, 15.
Yeah.
It's artificially inflated the entire market. So it's a way to try to
do what?
To make it slightly less attractive to those guys. Maybe they'll go put that money.
But what does that do for the people who actually are suffering under the rent crisis in New York?
You're right, because the distance between whatever the market rate is.
Can I tell you what it actually does, in actuality, what it does?
What?
So I have a friend of mine. He's a very, very successful guy, and he spends an exorbitant amount of money per month in rent.
Right.
Once he heard about that pied-à-terre tax, he literally told his landlord, you're going to have to take 30% off of my rent price. And then he goes, what are you talking about? He goes, nobody's going to afford this because there's about to be 100, 200 units that enter the market right here at luxury levels.
So leveraged it.
So what it's doing is it's saving the wealthiest people in the city money, the wealthiest people who choose to rent that are in New York City because they're luxury places. Now, if he did it for everything above $500,000, all of a sudden you would have all these middle class units and even working class units that would open up because now a guy who lives in San Francisco most of the year wouldn't keep an apartment in New York that he's only in 3 weekends as an investment property that no one's there. Then those would enter the market. So to that point, I would be like, well, that's an interesting thing that's really going to create what we would call liquidity in the market. Yeah.
I think you're kind of focusing on the wrong thing because if you're trying to, hey, let's tax the rich, but we have no way of taxing them because they find ways to get around the tax. It's like, hey, this is something that's only going to affect rich people and it will bring more money into the city. It's not about opening these apartments up to the middle class.
So if it's not about opening the apartments, but finding a way to levy a tax against wealthy people, then that's totally fine.
Yeah.
I think what I saw the marketing as is finding a way to open more units. So what it does is effectively is it taxes those people, right? And the wealthy people. If they're willing to pay it, they pay the tax. If they're not willing to pay it, all it does is create luxury condos that are cheaper for the wealthiest people.
Right.
So it's like
still, whoever buys them eventually will have to pay that tax. So
even
if it goes to somebody else,
only if it's a pied-à-terre.
Like if it's their second home.
Only if it's their second home.
Okay.
And only if it's their second home and you don't live in New York City. So this is a perfect example of like, I agree with the ethos behind it. Like I like it. And I actually, there's a compelling thing there and they're trying to figure things out. And I give credit in that regard. But the prescription for the problem, I don't know if it ends up helping the middle class people and the working class people that are really being crushed by rent here. Cause that's not a fucking joke. Like they are.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
That's all we can do. Let's do some Asking Idiots, man.
Yeah, one more.
One more what, man? Yeah, y'all ain't got no BIP in a minute, bro. I'm glad y'all got that BIP just now, yo.
Come on. Come on, Sean.
No, this is BIP is an acronym. Brewing Idiot Politics. That's all. Just give him some BIP, a little bip. You got a little bip. You know, like that little bip just
you got to do it better than that.
What do you mean?
Like
That's not a bit.
You can't just pull it out the blue. It got to be in the discussion.
Man, we ain't fed the fucking political blogs or whatever the fuck you call them shit in a minute. Political clippers.
All right, guys, take a break for a second. You know what's humbling? Getting older and realizing your body negotiates with you now. When I was 25, I'd sleep 4 hours, eat garbage, hit the gym once, and somehow wake up looking athletic. Now, I have one burger, my stomach is just, we're gonna keep this for the next month. Everybody blames age, but I started looking into it. And one thing that surprised me is that men's testosterone naturally starts dropping in our 30s. That can make it harder to stay lean, build muscle, and keep your energy up, even if you're putting in the work. And that's why I've been taking Mars Men, a natural supplement designed to support healthy testosterone levels with ingredients like Tomcat, Ali, Shilajit, zinc, and boron. No weird stimulants, no synthetic hormones, just ingredients that are meant to support your training, energy, and recovery. I've definitely noticed more consistent energy, better workouts, and I don't feel like I'm dragging through the day the way I used to. And the best part, they've got a 90-day money-back guarantee, so there's really no risk in trying it. For a limited time, our listeners get 50% off for life plus free shipping and 3 free gifts at mengotomars.com. That's mengotomars.com for 50% off for life, free shipping, and 3 gifts. After you order, they'll ask where you heard about them. Make sure you tell them Brilliant Idiots sent you. Let's get back to the show. What is ESPN?
They fired Ryan Clark
Cam, they Bart Scott, but they also fired like 150 people behind the scenes. Like the crazy thing about the ESPN thing, and I've been saying this all week, the way it was done to Ryan seemed a bit strange, right? Because he found out during the broadcast, but I was told I was told it was because it was about the leak.
So like that's super fucked up.
Yes.
But I think the reason they did it is because
it was about the leak.
Yeah, that's what they said,
And
right?
so they pulled him to the side to let him know, hey, this is what's going to happen, blah, 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 because they didn't want him to see it, I guess.
But to that, I would also say, like, tell him in the morning. Like, what are you...
Well, it would have leaked already.
He found out live on air.
No, I'm saying tell him before he came to work.
Oh,
like,
yeah, for sure.
It's not like you didn't know it was going to happen. Like, to me, it's still disrespectful.
And they leaked it to, like, Outkick and shit like that. Like, because, they wanted that conservative audience to jump on them. Like, it was silly. But here's the beautiful thing. The pivot is popping.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Cam Newton, Funky Friday, Cam Newton 4-1. Cam's only been to ESPN for 2 years. They went and grabbed Cam because Cam was so hot doing what he was doing outside of fucking ESPN.
I didn't even know Cam Newton was on ESPN. I thought he was doing his pod. That's what I see most of his stuff
Exactly.
from.
You see most of Cam's stuff on his own platforms. If I was Ryan, me, Channing, and Fred, we together every day doing an hour of sports and putting it out. And I'm still putting out my regular pivot episode every week where we're sitting down doing an interview.
Yeah.
But me, Channing, and Fred, every day, once a day, doing an hour of sports. Y'all can do it on Zoom. I don't know if they all live in the same area. I don't know what it is. But they can get together and do an hour of sports and put it out as a podcast every day. The pivot will take off even more.
I think the bigger question, though, is that has been kind of avoided by the firings is why is ESPN firing so many people?
Because everybody's trying to save money.
Well, yes, but like the conversation is like, oh, Ryan was fired, or what did he do to get fired, and was he beefing with this? Was it because he said that, et cetera?
They fired 150 people behind the scenes.
I know. What I'm saying is, if I was a PR agency, I would want people pushing this story about why certain people got fired. So they're not talking about what may or may not be happening economically at the company that they got to fire 150 people.
But ESPN does this like every year, it feels like.
So if it's a common thing, it's a common thing. I didn't know that they have that many. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know.
I don't know.
I think it might have been one of the largest of late. Mm-hmm. But ESPN has a heavy layoff rate.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. They have a heavy layoff rate.
All right, so then it's nothing. So if they do have a heavy layoff rate, then it's not even a really big story, right? Because this is just what they do.
I think it's the way it happened to Ryan. The fact that he was on air.
No, that's
the story. They told him on air. He doesn't finish the show. I think that's the reason that, Ryan's situation took off. And, hold on, I'll read you this. I can read the statement that we got. Hold on. Because they gave it to the breakfast.
You shouldn't make people come to work to get fired.
That's what I'm saying. That's kind of unprofessional.
That's dirty.
Why would you have him
Don't make someone come to work to get fired.
Most
jobs.
Why? Like,
HR has to fire you in person.
This was handled with the least amount of respect and
then
dignity.
Do it, bro. Like, what you making him go to work for?
Exactly.
Like,
He just
come
worked.
into the
That
office.
doesn't make sense.
This is the statement we got from Breakfast Club exclusive. We broke this earlier this week. This was handled with the least amount of respect and dignity for a man who's worked as hard for a network as he has and been one of the faces. Head of ESPN, Burke Magnus, had it leaked to Outkick, as you know, who celebrated and rallied conservatives to pour on support to control the narrative, blindsided him while he was on air. A company like Disney broke the news to that outlet and then told Ryan as he was on TV during break. Yet they were posting his takes from all day still on social media while this was happening to get views.
That's weird.
Yeah. It's not a money thing. They still have to pay him. We know why it is, not because of his work. Ryan just won 2 Emmys this year. It's a total 4 in 3 years for them. And to be let go during the show, he won an Emmy for and built and was on the top 25 media powerhouses in every list that exists for being the most impactful. Some bullshit. He's going to be fine, though.
Nah, but that's another thing that goes on in corporate America that people aren't talking about. All the major companies, they do that a lot. Like, they'll overhire. And they'll pay a lot for their employees, so people want to work there, like the Amazons, like the Metas, and all these places. Yeah. But then they'll just go and just fire thousands of people.
That's the game, and Ryan still won't get paid.
That's a fucked up way for a lot of people. Like, there's no job security anymore.
That's why the best job security, especially when you're in media, is to have your own platform.
Mm. Yeah, have
your own platform. Okay,
not everybody's front facing.
Well. Shout out to the people for being front facing. Ryan has been front facing. You know what I'm saying? Ryan can go anywhere and have a conversation, and he got his own platform. Ryan will be fine. And he's still getting paid by ESPN. He's going to be fine. All right, let's do some Asking Idiots. German_Lizald. What's the next big thing after podcasting?
Nothing.
Nothing? Nah, that's not true. I think podcasting is just going to continue to evolve. Like, I think there's so many different ways to still do podcasting. Like, I think that, now you see a lot more genres other than just political podcasts coming out daily, right? And I think that the next thing you're gonna see is it's gonna be live. Like it's gonna be people doing their podcast live daily. It's people doing that now.
Breakfast Club.
We're not really a podcast, we're a radio show, but yeah, I
Yeah, but
understand what you're saying.
we've made a podcast.
I think the next thing that's going to come from podcasting is you're going to see a lot of this podcast talent get into other verticals, meaning that, what you saw with, Theo Vaughn doing like Busboy or like, Andrews in movies and stuff, but I'm talking about actual IP created because of the actual podcast and the podcast talent. I think you're gonna see a lot more of that. I just think you're gonna see podcasting continue to grow and evolve because the talent in the podcast space is the talent. It's the talent that has these niche audiences, right? That these built-in audiences that support what they do. And you're just gonna see that podcasting talent just be in other spaces. That's what I think.
I think you see television and film have an explosion.
Yeah.
And
Starring
I think
podcast talent.
Say again?
Starring podcast
Sure,
talent.
I think so. I think not just podcast talent, but I think the big movie studios are now going to race after every YouTuber that's got a following.
Oh yeah.
And I think they're going to cut checks and get them to throw stuff out there. I think that they're going to look at IP differently. IP won't be like, oh, here's this comic book or here's this whatever. Novel. It's going to be like, oh, here's this connection between creator and audience.
That's right.
And I think they're going to let them cook in that regard. And I think from that, you're going to see a lot new IP that starts to come out, i.e. the Obsessions or the Backrooms. And I see you're going to see that proliferate, film. And I think you're going to see movies, like when you go to the movie theater, become more epic adventures. So it's going to be Odyssey. It's going to be an Avatar. When you put a film in theaters, it's going to be something that warrants being in a movie theater.
That's right.
If you've got a little fun little rom-com, that's going to stream. If you have an experience that people...
Gotta be big.
It has to be big. It doesn't have to be a fucking Formula One movie. It doesn't have to be big like that. But it has to warrant the experience of going out of your house. I think so.
Because Obsession kind of shattered that myth.
Well, that might warrant it.
But because Obsession, based off what you're saying, you
Yeah.
go get these YouTube stars who have this connection with their
That might-
audience.
So for me, for example, like deep connectivity and like years of longing and waiting equate to successful movie. So if you have a super popular video game, for example, I'm bringing a Street Fighter, but it's like, okay, people waiting decades to see this. We hope they go out and see it in a theater. That feels warranted. If this is a brand new story that you thought of and you're a writer that nobody knows and nobody's heard of you, but you're really talented, you make your movie and you put it on Apple. You make your movie, you put it on Netflix. You make your movie and put it on Amazon. People can go find it. If you're an author and you've sold 20 million copies of your book and now they're going to make a movie about it, put that shit in the theater. Because you got 20 million people dying to see what this fucking looks like. And I think that's how cinema and TV change.
And I'm going to tell you something else, man. Everybody's been looking to see how like these, all of these podcasts being on Netflix was going to impact the podcasting space. Edison Media Research put out the top 50 podcasts for Q2 in America. And I found this very interesting. The Bill Simmons podcast surged 17 positions to break into the top 25 for the first time. And, Bill has been on Netflix since January. And Bill not only comes on Netflix, he comes on live as well. Like, Bill, what I thought his strategy was good too, because he comes on like, he would come on after all the big sporting events. So like big NFL playoff game, he come on and talk about the Patriots, big NBA game, he come on and talk about the NBA finals. All of that has helped his actual audio podcast grow. Breakfast Club, we're number 11. We've always been like top 20, but we've never been as high as 11.
So it's helping you.
100%. People are, because Breakfast Club is listed under the podcast department at the category at Netflix. Yeah. People go search the podcast for the audio as well.
Yeah.
And it's helped everything grow. So yeah, man, podcasting, you say what's the next big thing after podcasting? Podcasting It's still becoming the next big thing. You know?
Yeah, it's in its infancy for sure. And it will change and affect things a different way. But in terms of TV film, this is what I would say, or specifically in terms of film, I think the days of a star actor opening up a movie just because he's a star actor are done.
Oh, I agree.
The movie itself needs to be something that draws people either through existing IP, through a novel that it's based on, a video game, that needs to be the draw, or the director who's built up a track record of amazing quality movies.
You want to know how retarded I am?
Tell me.
I had no idea all those A-listers was in the Odyssey.
But you know, Chris Nolan made that shit.
I wanted to see it because it was Christopher Nolan, and I'm in fucking Vegas, and my man had the theater. I'm like, I'm going to go see the Odyssey. And word of mouth. Because in one of my group chats on Friday, my dude Rob Markman was like, yo, the Odyssey was fire.
Yeah.
Enough said.
That's it.
I'm a movie guy anyway. I'm going to see the Odyssey. I didn't look to see who was starring in that shit.
Yep.
As I'm watching it, I'm like, oh shit, this person in there. Oh shit, this person. But I went because it was Christopher Nolan, and somebody told me Christopher Nolan just put out another fire movie.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah.
I think in the digital space, IRL streaming. I think that's the next big thing because it started with the kids and now adults are seeing how much money that's in this IRL streaming and now adults are starting to do it. And
I don't want the adults doing kid shit though.
But that's the thing. It's going to become its thing where it's like, hey, maybe you can not have to crash out in order to watch people. But in this day where people are behind their phones or not getting out in real life, that's the only way that makes it feel like you're outside in real life talking to people, watching other people live their life. It's like reality TV, but realer. And in this time where we're moving away from everything fake, everything AI, that's the realest it gets.
Yeah, I think that I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. And this is always the case. This is just the newest iteration of the reality show.
Yeah.
So reality shows became popular because of how cookie cutter sitcoms were. Mm-hmm. So it's all these sitcoms start feeling the same. What happens when you just have people being with each other? Real world, what the fuck? All these other reality shows, holy shit. And then now that those reality shows are so popular, people are acting on those shows. Yeah. Right? So they know what to do. I'm going to be the villain. I'm going to be the hero. I'm going to be the nice guy. I'm going to be the dick. So now we don't trust that. Yep. So we need something that feels more authentic. And now maybe streaming is that. But yeah.
There's a lot of money in it.
It's funny. I would never watch a stream. I love watching the clips. I watch clips from Adrian Broner and Dean the Great all the time. I find them so fucking hilarious. But would I ever sit down and watch a stream? No, but I'm also
I don't even know when they stream.
Yeah, exactly. It's not for me.
I just get the clips.
But it almost feels like the stream is a vehicle to make clips.
Right. Yeah.
And if you're filming for 12 hours straight, you're going to get 10 clips for 30 seconds each that are funny.
Bro, Kick got it now. Is it Kick or Twitch? One of them got it now. All you got to do is say clip that. When you're live, all you gotta do is say clip that, and it'll clip whatever part.
Shit.
You know that?
No.
Yeah.
It basically clips the last 30 seconds.
It just throws it. I don't know what time frame it is. When you just say clip that, it clips the part, shoots it right up as you're fucking screaming. You can't beat that.
But there's a lot of kids at home. There's a lot of people with time, and so I'm telling you, these people are streaming all the time, and they have thousands of people watching at any moment in time.
Yeah.
It's Truman Show.
Cowabunga.
No. I gotta go.
Oh, all right.
I was gonna do. All right. Well, Taylor said, "Fuck it." Taylor said, "We got to get the fuck."
I love that.
As always, if you listen to this podcast, you think we're smart, you think we're intelligent, you think we're brilliant. You're absolutely right. But if you listen to this podcast and think we're just a couple idiots who don't know shit, you're right too. It's the Brilliant Idiots Podcast. Thank you for listening.